Welcome back, everyone, to session 2 of Pandemonium. First, we're going to kick it off with a little bit of a recap to see what the crew got up to in their very first session. But we found the Gavels of Avisara, the party of this tale, on their way to Ataria along the Soldier's Pass from Godinia. The Gavels, recently part of the High Arbiters, the group that serves the deity Amat, the god of balance, decided to strike out on their own. Dissatisfied with the missions they're receiving from the High Arbiters, they decided to go to Ataria and try to help the nation that's facing a multitude of crises. Because currently, the Eternal Emperor, the leader, the figurehead that has guided the Eternal Empire from the very start, has disappeared. After his death, where typically the Eternal Emperor, after a week, reincarnates and comes back in a new body, ready to lead the Empire, it's been 2 months, and he's been unfound with no sign of him, causing the usually orderly and kind of civil and just organizationally minded Dragonborn Empire to start to split itself in two. With one side featuring the Loyalists, who are trying to keep the teachings and the memory of Ataria alive and search for their emperor, and trying to keep the nation from heading towards the path to war. And on the other side, the Imperialists, who are kind of pretty much beating that drumbeat to war, believing that the hostile nations of the world may have plotted against the Empire to steal their emperor, and they must project strength and bring the world under their order to protect themselves. With this, though, the group made their way into Ataria and began kind of start to see a little bit of what's going on in the nation. The first thing they came across was this almost like refugee camp with people that are trying to desert the Empire, with the Empire not allowing them to leave. And they've been kept in this not terrible conditions, but not great, as one of the guards even mentioned, they're trying to convince the people to turn around, rejoin the Empire, and support the goals of Ataria. With that, though, the group was able to explore and found a new, we'll say contact at the very least, with Velnu, a follower of Corinius, this Mokalan citizen who had set up in the camp and had been kind of selling goods both above market and below with the more black market supplies. With that, the group took a mission from him to transport some weapons that, well, let's say, as Cole said, they fell off a truck and decided to get them to him for a hefty gold payment. The group decided to take that mission and headed into the city of Arga, which is kind of a little city along the border wall of Ataria. And with that, they met Cole, a kobold who's known to have some black market connections, got their weapons, and then found that there was a vicious sandstorm that kicked off and that the camp they had just left was under attack by these undead creatures. The group sprung into action, making their way through this fearsome sandstorm until they reached the refugee camp and saw these undead creatures just terrorizing the camp with sprays of blood everywhere, the camp itself torn apart. The group jumped into action, defeated these undead, that were still on the scene, with Moery confronting the poor Velnu, who decided to try to heal himself and hide, telling him he needs to be better than that, especially with the investment. But with that, the group learned that Olga, a kid that they saw kind of playing in the camp and helped lead them around when they first arrived, had been kidnapped by these undead. And the group, springing back into action, not even taking a moment to rest, is heading back into the sandstorm, seeing if they can track the trails of these undead creatures and hopefully bring Olga back. Sweet, so that's where we'll kick off. Before we kind of dive into you guys jumping into the sandstorm, I'm going to try something new, something I haven't done for a game before. I'm just going to kind of see where your PC's heads are at right now. So I'm going to kind of go around. Actually, I'll I'll let somebody volunteer to go first. We'll kind of go around and just kind of see at the start of after everything that's happened so far, where your PCs kind of thinking, what they're feeling, and maybe something interesting. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, sure. I think Will is sort of on a bit of a high from the finally getting to fight the undead and dispel and destroy these hideous creatures that his angel we'll call them her, or I should say we'll call her a dang, now I've forgotten the word. What's the word for a person who is currently a stowaway? Yes, his angel stowaway. And now that he has sort of like satisfied her constant ramblings for a short time, he's like feeling good. He's feeling powerful, even though his the fight didn't go quite the way he wanted it to go. But it does give him it's a little bit draining to use that power as well. So there's still a little bit of that going on. But now is not the time to rest, because it's time for more big hero stuff. So it's time. We have no time to waste. Currently, just focused on continuing the rescue.
Nice.
I can go next. So Wisteria is definitely intrigued by these undead and is more or less entering full investigator mode of like trying to figure out what they're doing here, who sent them, why they would take a kid away. Doesn't really have any interest in rescuing Oga for morality or heroism's sake. More just trying to answer these questions he has. Still has in the back of her mind the party's overall objective, but thinks the best way to find out more about where the Emperor might be is making connections, and sees Velnu as a pretty strong person to make a good impression on, and thinks that that'll lead to greater benefits down the line.
Nice.
Okay, with Jeet, he has way too many conflicting emotions and feelings right now about the state of the Empire, about like things that he considers right and wrong. So he's trying to just put all of that to the side and be like, okay, I have a concrete quest right now: rescue Oga. So just single-mindedly rescue Oga. Don't think about the morality of the war or of bringing weapons to the camp. Just like go to Oga, rescue Oga.
And I feel like from what I've seen from G, that's kind of like his, like he kind of focuses on what's like in front of him. Like he kind of like zones in. It seems like, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet. Who's next?
Belric will go. I mean, Belric's pretty elated. This is exactly what he signed up for, right? Like he's in a foreign land. He's adventuring. He's fighting foreign creatures, and to boot, I think he had 4 or 5 kill shots. So he's feeling good about contributing within the party. So I mean, he's just, to him, these are stories that he's going to tell for years and years to come, and he's just excited.
Nice. And along those lines too, it's in the journal tab, but there's a mod that has statistics and counter statistics. You can go see. He does have 4 kill shots.
Nice.
Every shot a kill.
4 for 4.
4 for 4.
Last but not least, Moery. What's Moery said as so far?
All right, this is going to be a long one because I always think exactly. I always try and think where my character's head is at. And right now, it is Moery's mind is a chaotic whirlwind, completely unchecked due to the high of battle. The first things in his mind are the teachings of Makesh. Right now, what he wants to be thinking about is, all right, here's this and this, the value of this. What are we going to be doing? What actions shall we take? How do we get there the quickest with the least amount of damage? How are we going to save this kid? But he's also got that little bit of that feeling down, feeling under. Like, is Oga even still alive? Am I going to be able to teach this kid how to hunt? Does that even matter at this pace? That despair sinking in, and that realization of like, oh no, I just yelled at this guy that's very important here. I told him to go hire mercenaries. Of course he can't hire mercenaries. The guards are watching. That we had to smuggle in weapons, and getting down and down on himself, starting to feed into that despair, only for that to be completely overrun by fear and fury. The fear of Oga's safety, the fear of the safety of the few people he believes he can call friends and that he's worked with, begins to arise, and that leads to more rage building in him that helps push him forward. And with that, he also kind of realizes, and will look around to the party around like, he's not alone anymore. He can share this fury with others. And he is ready. And he looks sharp. He looks kind of like a monster. He's ready to get these guys back.
Nice. So with that too, I'm gonna give you guys all 2 hero points into the kind of group fund. If you ever want to check how many hero points the group fund has, click on the little the Gavel of Visara thing, and then go to the stash. It's in there under consumables. So check that out. You guys still hadn't just for the viewers. I think I mentioned this in session 0. Can't remember if I did or not. But we're doing hero points a little bit different. Everybody starts the session with 1 hero point. Wisteria, due to being our chronicle, starts with 2, and then the party has 5 total of 5 hero points they can share amongst the crew. And when they kind of do cool moments, cool tactics, cool RP, they get more hero points bumped into that, and anybody can use them kind of when the need arises. But with that, you guys just got. Oh, go ahead.
Where did you say that was listed? Having trouble finding it.
In the Gavel of Visara, and then if you click on the stash button.
In the actors tab, because I don't.
Yeah, actors tab, party sheet. Next to Gavel of Evisara, there's the page icon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Oh. That's awesome.
I love that party sheet. Like that's a really cool thing Foundry did or Pathfinder did for the Foundry module.
You can see all of our ACs and our saving throws and everything.
From one spot, you guys can see it too. So kind of who has what skills outside of Wisteria. But with that, as you guys kind of just got out of this pitched battle, saw Olga's mom, kind of still, her wails are still in the background, but you guys are setting off into the desert. The sun is still high in the sky, beating down upon you, even though it's almost hard to see the sun's rays with how fast and just almost ever present this blowing sand that is coming at you is. But you guys think you may be able to find the trail of these undead. They're not the most subtle, the most stealthy. They're not doing anything to cover their trails, but it's going to be difficult because even with a beast moving through the sands, the wind is likely to disturb it. So this will be a challenging course of action. And as you guys have went through before, the blowing sand can get through those cracks in your armors and can hurt a decent bit. So we're going to kick it off kind of similar to what we did last time. This will be an exploration round. So you guys can kind of call what you want to do for your actions. We'll need somebody to kind of find the trail. Somebody can help them, but you guys, up to you. You can see the different actions you all have. And one thing I'll say too, is you guys kind of get out of the camp, and this sandstorm has been going for some time. It's getting like the sand is shifting, dunes are coming in. It's a little bit, it's treacherous terrain, we'll say.
I would like to do something with Moery. Fear and fury is coursing through his veins, and he'd like to channel that in some way to kind of pump that through the group. Be that fury or fear. If possible, I'd like to do an action that would allow him to kind of give the graces of the Infernal Lord Rog to the group, or at the very least, do something that can use his intimidation.
Yeah, so with this, because one of the things you could do, because you could do an aid with this one too. You could kind of like just try to like amp the group up, just pure kind of model your rage and kind of see if that kind of keeps people focused.
I like it.
Sweet. So roll an intimidation check, and whoever's doing kind of the survival to follow the trail, if you get a 15 or a 15, it'll be a +1. If 25, it'll be a +2 to the roll.
Yeah.
Hey.
So Moery, like, how are you kind of like building that fury to kind of inspire right now?
Moery is kind of showing off why the name's right there. If you can see it right there. Hold on, let me look at it again so I don't get it wrong. The Butcher's Bastard Beast he has his sword out. He's moving along. There's just pure fury in his eyes. It literally radiates from him. It's almost infectious. He looks like a hound straight out of hell, and it is not much words, just pure and utter determination. And whenever someone starts to look like they're starting to get a little weathered, a little down, a little anything, Moery will just give him a look, and whether or not that is reassuring to them or terrifying is entirely up to them. Just like, because if it's reassuring, it's like, we got this. Nothing can stand in our way. If it's terrifying, it's, don't mess this up. You don't get to slow us down.
Perfect. Well, Moery's fury is kind of inspiring the group forward. What's everybody else doing?
I think the Hunter Belric might be wise to try and find the tracks using survival.
Perfect. Give me a survival check, and you get a +2 circumstance bonus from Moery's fury, kind of just inspiring you on.
I do have to ask, does it being a crit add anything else to it?
Unfortunately, being like a true crit doesn't add anything because the +2 is a critical success for it, so it doesn't add anything extra, unfortunately.
You know what? Let's use that hero point. Let's get her out of the way nice and quick.
All right.
I'd be down to give it the group hero point.
I'll use my own. It's that one kind of
Sounds
comes
good.
and goes.
Oh, before you reroll, I was also going to use a reaction when another creature attempts to check. Sounds like he's investigating a lead I'm pursuing to try to find them. So I'm going to clue in. I think it gives you a +1 if you want to add that effect.
Unfortunately, it's a circumstance bonus, so you can't stack those two.
Oh, is that okay? The one that Moery gave is circumstance bonus as well. That's fine.
Bear with me here. I'm trying to. Might need to add to that.
Nice.
Solid.
Okay.
Yes, you get a +1 additional too with that. So you go through. Bell, kind of. How does Bell kind of find the trail? But you do that. Yeah, you critically succeed there.
Yeah, I mean, I think usually he's like a little bit tamer, and he's kind of like quieter and just like seeking behind, but having been inspired, and there's almost like a franticness about him that he's picking up from Moery, and he's just like ferociously kind of digging through the sands, and then he finally like tracks it, and then he waves the team over and says, "Come on, boys."
Nice.
And girls.
With that too, like one of the things you kind of notice as you like start following this trail, you find it completely, even through the blowing sands that would stop many a hunter from trying to pursue it. You also see some animal tracks as you get further out too, and not like you see a lot of like burrowing. And with the 26 too, you kind of recognize this is some type of bug that likes to nest. It's kind of make its nest within the sands.
I know Moery would have no idea what that is, but our character, if that's something like a scarab, we might be a little screwed.
Yeah, I mean, having the sand terrain, I mean, the desert terrain's a little bit newer to me, so yeah, like I would relay that to everyone, but I wouldn't have much knowledge of what sort of creature would be burrowing in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Also, with the 26, because this is like uneven ground. So usually, and for anybody that's new to uneven ground for Pathfinder, you usually have to make an acrobatics check to kind of keep yourself from falling and kind of keep moving forward. But with that critical success, you're able to find a path through that you don't have to worry about kind of tripping or falling into the sand. Sweet. So Will, Jeet, or Wisteria, what are you guys doing?
So given that probably as soon as we catch up with these creatures, or maybe even on the way, something else might get into a fight with us. Wisteria is going to try to use the sandstorm as well as like the dunes and everything to try to stay hidden and potentially ambush anything that might try to ambush us. So I'm going to try the avoid notice activity.
Definitely. Give me a stealth check.
All right.
Out of curiosity, what is kind of marching order with the crew? I assume probably Belric is up front, probably Moery too.
Yeah, I feel like Belric and Moery are probably right next to each other.
Bear alongside him.
I kind of picture Wisteria off to the side, avoiding notice while those in heavier armor are sort of charging forward.
Yeah, Jeet is usually in the front, but right now you see, like, as the other two have found the trail and are going forward, his pace slackens a little bit till he catches up to Will, and so he's going to be doing the defend activity for like himself. He's just going to have his shield raised, but he has something to talk to Will about.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, depending on what he is wants to talk to me about, Will would probably, especially after seeing tracks for some malicious, dangerous-looking creature, he would probably be trying to keep an eye out as much as possible for danger. Like, as we're walking, he's not really interested in following the tracks. The other people have that handled, but he's like, what is that? I want to keep an eye out for whatever danger is approaching. I imagine it's going to be quite difficult because we're in the middle of a sandstorm, but where I'm going to do my best to try to keep an eye out for danger.
Perfect.
Nice. I'm gonna track that effect onto my character.
Oh, sweet. So we'll throw the scout. So it kind of sounds like Wisteria. It sounds like you're in the middle, but kind of off to the side of the group, kind of keeping away from everybody, keeping away and kind of out of sight, using the sand and surroundings to hide yourself. Jeet and Will, sounds like you guys are kind of closer to the back. With Will, you're kind of using the scouting function, and Jeet, you holding up your shield. With Moery and Belric kind of leading the charge through, with kind of finding the safest path in. Sweet. So yeah, you guys progress through these sands. In the first leg of the journey, especially with Belric's kind of expert navigating through these sands, you do have a pretty safe journey. Oh, but yeah, I'll cut you guys off. G and Will, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, once he realized that he is not able to find the trail and the others have to lead, he comes back a little and he has a moment to just catch up with everything that happened and starts like processing it. And then he turns to Will and he says, Did that happen? A lot of things happened in the battle and I thought I saw things. I wasn't sure. And I thought I saw you.
You thought you saw me?
Floating midair.
Right, yeah. That does occasionally happen to me. I'm sure perhaps you don't know. One of my ancestors, as you can tell, I have angel kin in my ancestry, but I'm a bit of a special case in that my angel ancestor lives inside me and sort of tries her very best to guide me, and I use some of her power to, whenever we get into dangerous situations. And so sometimes she'll speak for me and I'm able to harness the power of her voice. But, it's not exactly easy and it's quite draining. So I don't use it very often unless things are dire.
Huh. Okay. Huh. All right. I'll need some time to think about this. It's good. It's good that we have an angel watching over us, right? Like that has to be just a good thing.
Yeah, Will looks off into the distance. Yeah, you'd think so, huh? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. It almost looks like somebody just yelled at him for a second. Like he's like, no, yeah, it's definitely a good thing, but it's can be taxing. Let's say that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'd love to talk more about this when we settle down at some point for a rest. But that was unusual the first time I had seen that floating midair with the voice and the light, and I thought I was doesn't matter. Let's continue.
Happy to talk about it later, but for now, I'm trying to make sure we don't get ambushed by giant bugs.
Good call.
Holds up his hands to his eyes, try to keep the sand out of his face.
Perfect. and that sand is blowing hard. You feel it kind of piercing through, not piercing through your armor, but finding those little nooks and cracks in your armor, the exposed skin that you have around. Once again, we're going to roll a sand round, kind of see how the sand does. Jeet's got a shield. Oh, everybody should be safe on this round. With this, not sure if it's Belric's kind of expert navigating through the sands. Moery's just pure determination, fury to keep on track, or maybe Jeet and Will kind of keeping the shield raised, the perception going, but you guys are able to kind of find a safe path through. To complete the first leg of your journey, the sun's getting a little bit lower in the sky. You still feel that heat, kind of almost feel like it's baking you in the armor for those that wear it. Your leather is sticking to you for those who don't. We're going to do another round. Is everybody doing the same actions, or does anybody want to mix it up?
No, I think I wanted to be doing that for the whole journey, I think.
Is there any action that's like a speech to invigorate everyone, or would that still be the aid action?
That'd still be aid, but you could definitely kind of give a speech too, and kind of use a different skill if you'd like to.
Yeah. Though it's not nearly as great as his intimidation. Probably religion. Moery giving a bit of a prayer.
Okay.
All right. And to continue on with, you can probably guess which god he's going to dedicate this next battle to. But he'll begin to say out loud, kind of for the party, rather than himself. He was the champion of Gildinia. He brought the Black Tusks back from the brink. He killed the Blood God, slaughtered him. Beheader, barbarian, butcher, rogue the Black Tusk. Bless us!
Nice. Give us a religion check.
Moery is chained, but not great. Huh?
There you go. So not a crit success this time, but still a success. So Bell could get a +1 to a survival check.
Oh man. Elric's a little surprised that worked because he's not a fan of the Infernals.
Probably just like pure annoyance, kind of pushing you forward.
Yeah.
The sooner we get there, the sooner he'll stop.
Am I re-rolling?
Yeah, there's a new survival check on this side.
+1.
That'll bring it to a 25.
Nice.
Right.
Well, the circumstance bonus was in there, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, it is in there, yeah. 24. All right. Is everybody else doing the same thing, or is anybody else doing anything extra?
Nothing I can think of.
Same.
Will, give me a perception check.
All right.
And Ataria, give me a stealth check.
I believe in myself.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you guys lead through. Belric's still kind of operating at a high level, kind of leading through the sands, but the sands at this point are getting a little bit more treacherous. You kind of feel like your feet slipping and kind of starting to slide as you guys move through. Everybody give me an acrobatics check.
Oh dear.
And Will, with the sand kind of blowing, it's difficult for you to kind of see through it.
Oh, here comes the heavy armor. Yeah, there it is. Almost down to his knees. And then once he sees that he's out and he has a solid rock, he like grabs Will and just swings him over. Oh, you go.
Some hero stuff.
Yeah, and then could I like try swim again a third time or a second time?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, all right, cool. So now he's out.
Game is still paused, by the way.
Better. And then thankfully swim does not have the attack rate, so no map on this. Yes! Athletic rush.
The best swimmer, man. The best swimmer.
It only lasts for one round, but in this moment, it's not the fire of Nar, it's the might of Nar that fills him.
I love the idea of this just showing off how much of just a juggernaut Jeet is. Just strength.
So with that, like, could I move myself over there?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
That's
you
my
burst
turn.
out of the quicksand, been able to throw both Will out, and get yourself out, and keeping you guys safe from the peril there.
It's in my mouth. Thanks, G.
You kind of emerge into the sandstorm around you and see these giant centipede area. Moery, you are up.
All right. So, I have a question.
Hmm?
The aid action.
Hmm?
Does it require me to be within 5 feet of the enemy or 5 feet of the ally?
That's a good question. I think it's the ally, but let me pull it up. Remember, for this one, though, it's going to take an action as well as your reaction, too.
Yep.
Oh, actually, I don't think it says anything about the... Yeah, it doesn't say anything about spacing, so what are you thinking?
Oh,
I
shit.
think it depends on what exactly you're doing. You know?
Moery would like to give the aid action to Belric. In order to help him hit his shot, and Moery would be specifically pointing at this particular centipede that's already taken a good lot of damage already.
That one hasn't taken any damage yet.
Oh wait, shit. Which one was the one that got shot by?
Oh, he aced the one in the corner down here.
Oh, I didn't see him. He's
gone,
already
yeah.
dead.
Gone.
All right.
So stealthy, I hid my kill from you.
Damn, my bad. I was a little scared. I thought these things had more than 60 HP. All right, in that case, Moery wouldn't point to a specific one. Wait, actually, let me measure something. Okay, no, never mind. He would be pointing at this wood specifically, because that's the only one he can reach right now. And he'll look to Belric like, shit, what did he say? I used most of my alliteration before. Okay, he'd say, many legs. All it takes is one arrow.
He would get a nod from Belric.
All right.
And a wink.
Could Moery use?
This would probably be a persuasion or not persuasion, a perception or a nature check, kind of pointing out kind of where the best arrow spot may be there.
I'll go for perception.
All right. Nice. Yeah, so Belric could get a +1 to your circumstance bonus. Moery, what else you doing?
He's gonna look at this centipede right here, and he's going to put the fear of God in it, specifically the god of fear.
All right, what are you thinking?
All right, he'll raise his blade and in the same way he did before in the first combat encounter, and he'll shout out, "I dedicate this battle, this combat, this slaughter to Rogue, god of fear and fury!" And he'll point his blade at this thing and just let out a wretched howl. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the intimidating glare feat, so this is gonna have the -4.
Sure.
Let's see. We'll put that -4 in there.
Solid.
That,
So 21.
that didn't have the -4 for some reason. I thought I put it in there. Only 21.
21. So that's a success, just one shy of a crit success.
Damn. Let me check if no, Moery wouldn't have anything else to add on to it. Not yet, because yeah. So just a success for now.
All right. I think you've got one action left.
All right. Are you able to demoralize more than once a turn?
You can demoralize another creature.
got it. Nah, actually, I think Moery would be. He'd have too much bloodlust in him. He'd stride up to this big old centipede.
Nice.
And now will be Moery's turn. Ready for action.
Perfect. Belric, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Hunt Prey. Pop this back in. On our buddy. And then I will fire my short bow at him with my +1 circumstance bonus aided by Moery.
Nice. That'll hit.
Will hit. Shoot, hold on. Let me do target is hunted.
Don't forget your D8 from hunted too, or from not hunted, but from precision.
I'm just gonna roll one because.
Yeah. All right. Put him down.
All right, so he's gonna be jacked. I mean, he's just gonna be Moery's whatever he's doing. He's getting under my skin, and I'll have used kind of where he had told me, like the single arrow. I would place it right there and take the centipede down.
Right, so you see the arrow rip through the centipede and collapse to the ground.
5 for 5. Holy! I don't want to shoot again, man.
Yeah, you've got one more action.
You got a bear.
I do have a bear. Oh yeah. How far is this guy? Too far for bear. It's okay. I'm gonna command animal, and I'm gonna have that gives my animal 2 actions, so he can go 40 feet and go to the centipede. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah.
Cool. That will be my move.
Nice.
Another nod and a wink over to Moery for the help.
With just 2 giant centipedes remaining, and you see they start to skitter across the sand. The first one seems locked onto you, Will. Eyes it's creepy looking insect eyes focused upon you, its mandibles clicking as it comes and kind of makes its way over. Luckily, it does have to spend 2 actions making its way to you, but as it arrives, you see its head launch forward as it tries to ensnare you with its mandibles with a weird goo dripping off them.
Don't like that.
I don't like it.
Oh, luckily I don't think I have to deal with it, yeah.
Nice.
You see it come towards you, but Will, you're able to just dodge back just in time as its pincers come and snake at you.
Almost fell back into the pit. All right.
Everyone is up, and luckily the bear is right next to it. You see its mandibles kind of pincering through, and it launch out towards the bear, trying to clamp it in. And you see the first strike miss. The bear kind of dodging back with its paw. It launches at it again. Will miss as well. Yeah, this one doesn't have anything crazy it could do, so it's going for broke. Third time trying to pincer into the bear. But you see this bear has been combat trained by Belric and is just avoiding the blows, ready to strike.
Guys, are we badasses?
Yeah, dude, we are.
We can defeat insects.
Doesn't matter what you're fighting. You're just fighting them impressively right now.
Yeah.
But Will, you are up.
All right. I don't much like this thing. I'm going to look at it and just be like, back, beast, and I am going to cast. Let's do Daze on it. Why not?
All right.
That's my favorite spell. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. I don't have any more focus points for the super powered one, but I can hit it with the regular thing. Dang. All right. Well, the damage is just gonna be. Why? Hold on.
Half of what you roll, so you can roll damage while half it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just making sure that it's rolling the correct thing. I pulled up the roll damage thing, but I think it's got the wrong die set up in here. So hold on, let me look at it real quick. Daze. It's it should be 1d6. I don't know why this is set up to d4, but it's d4 acid damage by default. I don't know why it's doing that. Here we go. See?
I think it broke.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that.
What?
Yeah.
0, and then it corrected it to a minimum of 1.
Mental.
Yeah,
if you click
yeah.
it.
Just rolls a d6 for now. We'll figure that out.
All right, I can do that.
How does that? You see the beast resist a good bit of it, but how does that daze? Actually, you see that one action, but when you finish that action, let's know how that daze looks as it gets off.
All right. Well, after I cast a spell, my next Intimidate has a +1 circumstance bonus. So I am going, at least let me just check it real quick just to make sure that I haven't messed it up. There it is, Psychic Rapport. Yep, cast a spell. It's got the mental trait, so yeah, it works. Cool. So then after that, I'm just going to continue to say, back, you monster. And I am going to attempt to intimidate it, I think.
Perfect. Give me a demoralize check. Do you have intimidating glare?
I don't. I don't.
Okay. So same thing. You'll have with your +1, it'd be a -3 due to the circumstance bonus.
Yeah. All right. Where's demoralize?
If you've got the basic action macros, it'll be in that.
Yep. I'm looking at the list now. I just can't find it. There it is.
It's a big list.
Yeah, it's all super glitched, so nothing is working properly.
Weird. Just roll me an intimidation check.
All right. I can do that.
Oof.
All right.
Yeah,
Rolling
unfortunately,
real low on everything. I've missed every spell I've cast and everything I've tried to do with this entire campaign so far. Let's go.
But you do have you said you have a +1 to that? Is that right?
Yes, I do have an additional +1 to that, so 12.
Okay, so 12.
oh, it would be minus.
It's +1 minus 3.
-4. Got it.
Yeah.
Listen, Will shines out of combat.
That's true.
The rolls will come for Will. Fortunately, just not yet. But I feel like today it'll turn around for you. Yeah, you guys ace that quicksand. So
Yeah.
no worries on the quicksand. You see it kind of continuing pulling down some of the leaves and branches that may have gotten caught in. But luckily, you guys are out of the fray. Wisteria, you are up.
Alrighty. Can I tell if I'm hidden from either of the 2 remaining centipedes, or do I just need to shoot and find out?
Yeah, because you'll need it for your roll. You see that you did not roll well enough to hide from them, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, actually, in that case, I'm gonna try to recall knowledge to know if I can figure out any details about these. I guess what kind of weak spots they might have that I should aim for. Roll that. I do have dubious knowledge, in fact.
Definitely. So you know that they're not the wisest creatures, but you also have heard too that they may be weak to fire.
All right. I will take a shot at the one by the bear. Is it off guard against me? Yeah, either I succeed on recall knowledge or hit.
Yeah.
Sorry? You said no?
Mhm.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, I'll roll damage for that, but no sneak attack.
Solid.
Damage.
I think that. Yeah, that's enough. Take it
Hey.
down.
All right. Yeah, I'll just shout out like, these things are pretty stupid and also weak to fire. And take a shot that goes right over Bear's shoulder and strikes it in the head. And then I'll reload and end my turn.
Perfect. You see another of the centipedes come crumbling to the ground. Jeet, you are up.
Good.
We
Oh,
fired.
good job. This is the last one. Yeah, he heard about the fire and maybe noticeably he does not like react to it. He does not say that I'm going to bring the fire. He just like strides over here and tries to punch the centipede.
Right.
But this is not just your average punch. This is a war priest punch. Let's see what happens.
You guys are on fire today.
Got
You
it.
have done nothing but crit this combat! Oh my goodness!
Okay,
This
so
is Gnar.
finish this centipede. How do you just beat this thing to death? How do you just...
I was not expecting to, but I think that's like a punch and then just grab onto the head part and then hold the shield and just yank it so that it separates, and then now it's rope-like body just sputtering out whatever liquid was on it and twitching on the ground.
Yeah. Nice.
Alright, yeah, we're
Impressive.
badasses.
We're badasses.
You all look
Yes,
around,
we,
you see
all of
that
us.
all your foes have been vanquished. Yeah, nobody's been touched. You guys went through this outside of the sand on your armor, looking for steam. Yeah. Jeet kind of like critting through. I don't know if Nar is blessing him today, but between throwing and swimming through, and then that last finisher, nailing it. But yeah, you guys see the same thing. You see the sand is still blowing. You see this pit in the middle, and having a time to look through, you kind of see like carcasses of creatures that have fallen into it. You see it looks like some of the like wolves and things that may live in this area. You see some of their bones sticking through, but luckily you were able to avoid it without hazard. Yeah, you guys, you don't even need a rest, but yeah, you guys are kind of ready to get back on the trail.
Quickly, Moery will look to Jeet, kind of point at him with his blade and just call out, "The gods are good! Nard smiles upon his champion this day. He cares for you. I can see it. You have a bright future."
Jeet's chest is puffed up, even though it's coming from someone who worships the Infernals. He knows to stay humble, but the way he walks, he's strutting over. He's like, "Yes, let us continue."
Real quick, having noticed like some of the gross stuff around their mouths and not knowing that much about centipedes, maybe I could assume that something around them would maybe be poison that I could coat my arrow with. Like, could I do a nature check or something to see if there's anything on the centipedes I could use to enhance my arrows?
Definitely. Let me see. I'm not sure offhand what the extract poison roll is. I think it's gonna be survival. Yeah, give me a survival check. We'll say it'll be hard, so it'll be a DC 20. But if you do so, you can get a vial of centipede poison.
Can I aid with that check?
Definitely.
Cool. So that means I also roll a survival.
Yeah, your survival, or if you have some lore that can apply to, either way.
Looks through his 1,000 different lore options to see if any of them apply to this.
Nothing here. Okay, I don't think that's enough to aid.
You've
Give it a whirl.
Does crit failing an aid check have any sort of negative effect?
It does.
Minus
but
one
only within
circumstance
crit
penalty.
fail. Use 3 off.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go through. You kind of like squeeze on the mandibles. You kind of extract some of the centipede venom. Do you have a vial? If not, you can just put it on your next arrow.
Vial.
Just dump out your water skin.
You
have a water skin. I have alcohol. I could pour out.
Pour one out.
Pouring out alcohol.
Yeah, I'm gonna pour out an alcohol, and that's gonna be my new vial.
Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna pour the alcohol into my mouth,
Okay.
and I will turn that into a vial.
Nice.
While. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll say to Belric, now's a good time as any to mention, I am making a list of things that anyone in the party might be interested in getting purchased, so I can add a few vials to that list, and that might save you some trouble later on. And once we find ourselves with some more wealth and in town, I'll be sure to get things on that list purchased. So if anyone else has anything in mind, just let me know, and I'll take note.
I have something. G goes to this other side. He takes out his whole long coil of rope, the 50-foot of rope. There's more rope, he says, as he starts tying it around this rock-like formation over here. And then once it's tied over there, he'll like swing it across the quicksand and see if he can like get it either to the cactus or to the other rock over here. Just in case someone else falls down into the quicksand, they might have something to grab onto.
Oh, nice. Okay.
A nice guy.
Get rid of
I
my
think the rope's not going to be
Think of
long
rope.
enough, unfortunately.
50 feet should be okay if I tie it around. No, it won't. Two sets of rope. Does anyone else have rope? But I could just tie it over here and just leave it hanging in here. That works for me too.
Yeah, that'll work.
I have a set of rope. I feel like we might need it though in the future, and if we don't have any other rope to spare, I'd rather not spend it on something that's not directly helping our endeavor.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just gonna get rid of my
Having
bit
it
of
just
rope.
dangle in the pit at the very least can probably give someone hope.
Yeah, something to grab onto.
Perfect.
All right.
Elric, I threw a giant centipede poison vial into your inventory on that side, so you've got one of those. You could basically you just have to apply the poison before you shoot the arrow and get some poison effects to it.
Nice.
All right, unless any of us have any intentions of eating some of these, we need to move. Let's go.
Yes.
Bear raises his eyebrow. But then
Take it to go.
Yeah, let's take a bite, chew on it as we walk.
There's a little snack to go as you guys kind of begin marching once again through this just swirling sands that are buffeting against the party. One last round of survival checks. Is anybody Moery? Are you aiding again? Is anybody else doing anything different?
Hold on, I'll let everyone else get to the thing first. I need to roll a d5.
All right. I hate to be that guy, but I do want to remind everybody that the aid DC by like the normal aid DC is 20. It's hard
No,
to
they
do.
remaster changed it to 15.
Oh, they did. Okay, cool.
If you're looking at archive, they've still not updated, unfortunately.
True. Cool.
Which was like, thank goodness, because now you can actually help your allies from level 1.
Yeah.
Now I just want to keep going and get out of here and get into a warm bed as quickly as possible.
Perfect. So Moery, if you're aiding, let me know, and then Belric, give me a survival check.
right. Great.
You know, I rolled the d5 to see which god Mocker would go with next, but I'm kind of feeling wrong more than what I rolled there, which is Mikesh for the current situation. So I think I'll stick with Rog for now. So Mockery will aid using intimidation again. Just having that just pure aura of just steely determination. There is more obviously fear in him now that there's been a bit of a hiccup. Like, are we going to be there on time and whatnot? But despite the fear, there is no doubt. He is facing it directly, kind of powering through, having courage and trying to let that bleed into everyone else. Would that still fall under intimidation, or would that fall into something else?
Intimidation or diplomacy, your choice.
Got it. Definitely gonna go with intimidation. 18.
Sweet. So change that to a 13. Unfortunately, that is a failure. As Belric kind of leading it through, he kind of picks up on the direction of the trail, but like leads through like the most intense sections of the sandstorm, and you guys just feel it buffeting. Like it feels like it's like the storm. It feels like almost increasing as you guys go. The sand is kind of piercing through. This is gonna be a little bit of a buffed version of the Sandstorm Strike. But you guys are badasses today. So you walk through this just howling sandstorm. You guys see some of the cacti around you just getting like literally like holes pierced through them with how fast the sand is moving. But you guys are able to kind of dodge out of the way and keep yourself safe as you go through. And you guys eventually come to kind of like, still in the desert. Wisteria, I don't know if you have a map, but I feel like you'd be the one to have a map out of anybody. If you look at the map, there should be nothing here. This should just be just straight desert. But you do see kind of like this, like a little keep on top of a modest like cliff. And you see at Belric, you follow this trail to the end, and you see it end right at the edge of this cliff. And the cliff, even on the bottom level of you guys, kind of the ground level where you are, you see it is covered with these sand-coated rocks. And you see above this cliff is like limestone made, weathered by the sand. Pretty just drab. Like there's no flag flying above it. It's made of limestone. It's kind of overall fairly small, but you do see kind of some smoke kind of rising from a chimney in the top, kind of getting billowed around by the sand and storm around it. You see kind of from your end, just kind of this just vast stone, kind of just a rocky appendage, and the trail ends directly in front of it. What do you guys do?
What do you? I'm not going to yell. In a sandstorm, we would probably have to scream at each other to be heard. But we're just gonna assume that all the conversations we're having, we're gonna pretend that we're screaming at each other and not actually do it. I'm gonna say to everyone, do you think this was uncovered by the storm?
Taking a look at it, can I tell how old this structure might be?
Oh, definitely. Give me a perception check.
Is there like smoke coming out of the chimney? Like that would tell me that there's a fire lit or something, right?
Yeah,
like,
it does look like it is coming out of like,
abandoned.
one of the castles or the keep's chimneys.
Would this be trying to investigate the lead that I'm pursuing with the undead?
Yeah, sure. We'll give that to you.
And 19.
Yeah, looking at it like this, it doesn't look like it's super old. You'd kind of look at like some of the limestone and kind of the construction of the keep. You'd probably guess it's probably been built in the last 3-4 months, maybe.
Oh wow! So this is new.
This is where it seems like this is where the tracks are leading back, right? And we potentially might be where Olga is.
All right.
Mocker will pipe up.
the magics that make up this storm. It must come from somewhere. And the trail leads here. So whoever is in there likely sent the undead. I presume at least they seemed magical. I doubt undead can be not magical. So, we have a target. We kill. And we return Soga of Oga.
I messed that up.
We return Oga of Soga to his mother and the rest of the kidnapped civilians. There must be no hesitation. Let us move.
Actually, I'm going to make a case for some hesitation and maybe scout out around, see if there are alternative entrances, and gather as much information as we can before going in. I know you're eager to get in there, Moery, and we will soon, but let's at least see if there's a back door we can use, or maybe some kind of window we can climb up to, because that might help us get the surprise on our enemies.
Moery will very quickly relent and kind of nod, lower his head a little bit.
Perfect. So you guys are kind of looking around, kind of the area.
Yeah, keeping our distance, but maybe scouting around the side of it to see if there's like anything on the rear of it that catches our attention, or like a window we could climb up to get in. Besides just going through like, the front door.
Keeps the top of a cliff.
Right.
So yeah, you see kind of scouting around. You'd have to surmise either these things climbed in or had some other means of entry to the keep. You're scouting around, you don't see any like clear trail riding up to it.
And not any like small caves or anything like that on the side of the cliff at our level?
The cliff looks to be pretty solid on the ground level.
Okay.
So we're on the... Okay, I thought we were on the cliff and that was on the ground. We're on the ground, the thing's on the cliff. The keeps on the... Shit. Well, this makes it difficult.
All right, I suppose it's time to get climbing then, huh?
Who needs to be carried?
As much as I think that would help, I think I'll be all right.
Well, I'll be fine. I was fortunate enough to pack a climbing kit, so that will come in handy.
Wow. Nice.
Moery just shows his claws.
Jeet will just run his hand over the cliff edge, looking around. The only way up is up, right, Belric? There's no way to go around.
He's a stout dwarf, man. I mean, he's not looking forward to this climb. Is Bear a good climber? Like, I don't know if this is a surface that... I feel like bears are good at climbing, but I don't know.
Bears are going to climb again. This is a rocky cliff.
Okay.
Before we get to that, G, so you're kind of running your hand along it, looking along the rocks?
Yes.
Give me a perception check. As you kind of run your hand around the rocks, especially kind of the point where the trail ends, you do notice a small seam. And the thing, as you kind of see the seam, you do notice one of the stones looks slightly different. And you kind of see like it's, because most of these colors are kind of like have a sandy color around it. But you see that one of the seams has like a bit of like dried substance. And looking at it and kind of like deciphering it, it looks like dried blood, but it's black.
There's something here. Belric, Bear, Hysteria, I need you all to look at this. What is this?
Oracle head up. I don't know much about desert and sand, but I do know a lot about rock. That's one of the things I think I've got some sort of weird heat on.
You have rocks lore?
Yeah, I think I do, actually.
That is amazing.
I'm just waiting for the day that the only thing standing between us and our enemies is accounting, and I can use my accounting lore.
It's my,
Not yet.
I'm good on that terrain. Okay, that's what
you got cavern lore. Go for it. Apply.
Cavern lore. Okay, cool. All right, let me find it. Sorry.
The best insult I ever had, I want to bring this up real quick because I think it's funny. The best insult I have ever made, and I've never topped it, is simply, of course you're a geologist.
Hey. Geologists rock.
Oh, no.
You just topped it.
Nice. Yeah,
Can we-
so kind of looking at this stone, and Belric, you're a dwarf, you spent time in Dosen, your family are miners, kind of looking at the stone with the dried blood upon it, you're pretty sure this is a bloodstone. And I don't know where the dwarves would have used this, or kind of what unsavory deals Belric may have come across to see a bloodstone. But you know, it's usually secured caverns and places they don't want people to go into without paying a bit of a fee. You know that you've got to kind of press your hand to it. The stone will poke in, and it's going to take some of your blood as its payment. And once it's had enough, it swings open.
So I'll relay that to the group. Like, I haven't seen one of these bloodstones, but we've heard about it in caverns to the north, such as this. What we need to do is, press our hand against it, and it's going to sap some blood from us. But in return, we'll probably make the ascent relatively quickly.
I volunteer myself. If it drains too much from any of you, I would not want that upon you. I will take the burden if need be.
Is this device magical in nature? Could it maybe send a warning to the denizens of the keep, or provide some sort of identification? Maybe we don't want them knowing that we're here, and activating this might do that.
Give me an occult check, Wistaria.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and throw on a +1 if this is related to investigating. At least if you want to count that.
Yeah, you know that this bloodstone is not sophisticated enough to give a warning on its own, but it is going to swing a big kind of chunk of stone away, so it's not going to be the most stealthy.
Okay. I'm going to go back maybe 30 feet or so and aim my crossbow in case anything comes out as soon as it's open. But I'll say probably seems the best way to get in, unless we want to climb up this cliff.
I'll just mention to Moery, I mean, it can be you or it can be Bear, and we can leave him behind and take the burden for ourselves, but whichever one of you want to be the sacrifice, I think, would be appropriate.
But Bear is a good dog.
Not
Moery.
a dog.
Moery, you
He's not a dog.
Back to Jeet real fast. You would say something too?
I was going to say, Moery, you are not such a bad dog yourself. You and Bear, you protect us in the front. Let me be the one to do this.
Firstly, you saying he's not such a bad dog himself, you would see, like, from that compliment alone, he nearly cries. It genuinely brings near a tear to his eye. You can tell he doesn't get many genuine compliments, and from you he knows that's genuine. And secondly, he looks to you.
You are strong. The gods smile upon you. We do it together.
Okay, then. Together.
Is it about quantity, or does each of us have to do it?
We're just all gonna drain our health
Now-
together for no reason.
It's funny now, like the intelligent people are like chiming, and it's like, hey, are we getting double drained here? while the two paladin and cleric.
My assumption was that we
ready
were
to
all
give
going to
blood.
have to do it. So, I mean, maybe. We'll see. Let's try it.
Seemed to me like
Go
we
on.
just give it enough and the door will open.
Okay.
Moery will actually offer.
Yeah, I think we'll go up together then.
Oh.
Jeet and Moery. And then
Gene Mocker?
shield, one hand.
Moery will sheath the blade, and he'll take both of his hands ready.
Both of you guys give me a fortitude saving throw. I'm going to give you guys, with you guys doing it together, a +3 circumstance bonus.
Nice, okay. So do this.
Sweet, so +3 there.
I've got that's 16.
Oh, sorry, I didn't add it.
Either way, you guys both concede on that one. Same score. So yeah, you guys both put your hands in there and kind of feel it starting to siphon the blood, but nowhere near as bad as it would be if you were on your own. And each of you guys only take 3 damage. As it kind of like you feel this stone just kind of just sucking you dry of blood, but luckily you're doing it together, and the impact isn't as bad as it could be.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I had put in the circumstance modifier, forgot to click the add button, but I had put it in as God Bros +3.
I didn't know you could. I've never paid attention to that. I know you could add little tags to the circumstance. Perfect. As you guys do that, you guys see, and for the rest of you all, Wisteria, Will, and Belric, you see them both place their hands in there. You see the stone almost like glowing with a red glow as it siphons their blood. And you see as it fills, the stone turns back into this like kind of gray of sand, and you see like you kind of see sand and dust crumbling off of this wall, and you see it kind of clip open, and you feel like this cold waft of air leak out, and you see kind of this cavern within. It's dark, gloomy, cold, and with just the smell of rotting flesh coming from inside. And we're gonna take a quick break there and get into the last bit of the adventure.
Oh my god. You monster.
Welcome back to part 2 of Pandemonium. The Gavels of Evisara, which kind of like the badasses of Evisara now, have made their way through the desert storms, annihilated the poor giant centipedes, as well as the quicksand trap, which I thought would get some play, but completely made their way through and wound up at this keep, which Wisteria would guess is 3 to 4 months at the oldest. It looks like fresh construction, but definitely kind of looks like it's been kind of weathered to look a little bit older than you'd expect, but she's got a keen eye for these things. And then you guys found, or Jeet found as they were going through, that there was a seam in the door with Belric being able to identify the bloodstone, with Jeet and Moery sacrificing their blood to open the door. And as you guys opened it, this whiff of just decay and deep cold air, and this little hint of dread greets you guys as this door swings open and darkness awaits you. What do you guys do?
Walker will immediately pipe up a little quieter because he's worried about an echo.
Fear. Let the fear invigorate you. Let it fuel your frenzy, your fervor. Do not let it control you. Let it fuel you.
Will is eager to be out of the sandstorm, so he's definitely coming inside. He's like, oh, what is that smell? You know what? Never mind. Don't tell me the answer to that. And Will is going to cast light on himself.
Nice.
A halo comes up out of his head and like expands up and just starts floating up above his head.
Moery is looking at it with big old eyes.
Oh man, yeah, I was planning on doing the same thing. No dark vision here, so creature. Cool. Yeah, so I'll do the same thing. Yeah, I'll also cast light on myself.
What's Jeet's sight look like as he gets that up?
It's like a flickering flame, but it's cold. It's not warm to touch or to be around. Yeah.
As you guys approach this darkened cavern, you see kind of Will's kind of more angelic, holy light kind of fill the area, followed closely by Jeet's kind of flickering flame of fire. You guys see the cavern lit up with the 20 feet ahead of you guys, and you see it's kind of like limestone, kind of for the first probably 10, 15 feet, and then it kind of switches over to cobblestone. You see in this area kind of a long hallway ending in this big stone door at the end. To the left, though, you do see a staircase, and you see blood trailing the staircase. What do you guys do?
Can we tell if it's fresh blood at all, like, or is this dried up old blood?
Yeah. So without it, even at a glance from where you are, this does look like older blood. You can definitely give me a survival check, a perception check, to see kind of how old you think it may be.
I guess I don't really care, but yeah, I'll do a survival check just to see. Sorry, should I do that like private?
I can roll this one full public. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Between like with kind of like this kind of a lack of kind of air moving through, it kind of makes it hard to see how long it's been here. It's dried. You know for sure it hasn't happened within the last like 15-20 minutes, but it could have been there for some time. You're just not able to determine.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you think that the rumors about those undead kidnapping the people along the river, I know we've seen it for ourselves, but do you believe that it's true? That this has been going on for longer?
Certainly possible.
Haven't seen any evidence to the contrary, and quite a bit of evidence confirming it. So I have reason to believe that that's the case, for the time being at least, until new evidence presents itself.
Why hasn't the gods done anything? These are attacking their people. These are kidnapping their people.
That is a question for the ages, my friend. I don't think we have time to go into that philosophical discussion right now.
A little bit under his breath, Jeet mutters, "Why haven't the clans done anything?" And he's going to cast a second light, because we can have up to 4 with the new light spell, remastered. And with the second one, he's going to like slowly descend it forward a little bit further down this, or along the stairs to see if.
Oh, so you're going
there.
upstairs?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he'll send the lights upstairs a little bit, see if there's anything he can spot from distance.
Perfect. You kind of see like the staircase kind of winds, and you kind of, from the light going up, it goes up quite a bit, and from what you'd imagine, it goes up through like the cliff that you saw up to the top into this house. So you know the stairs kind of lead up towards the house, and there's like a door at the far end. Which way are you guys going first?
I suppose, as much as I hate to say this, I think it's time to follow the trail of blood.
I say we try the door. If it's barred or locked, that makes it easy for us.
Certainly wouldn't want anything coming out of that door and catching us from behind if we move past it.
After you.
Oh, right, me. And he'll go.
Could be anyone.
Go up and like grabs the door and sees if it's locked, unlocked, barred. Just try and push, pull both.
It's a heavy stone door. It doesn't appear to be locked, but it's definitely, as you kind of like give it like a little push, you do see it kind of budges, but you kind of hear it scrape a bit.
Oh, that's loud.
We're not worried about traps, are we?
Yeah. He steps 2 steps back.
If anything comes through that door, we'll hear it. Let us continue following the blood trail.
That's a fair point.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah. I wish there was like a snare thing or something that I could put down here, like an alarm. Oh, like the alarm spell, but yeah, I don't have it.
Oh, okay. I thought that may be on Divine list, but
Yeah, I didn't pick it today.
So any, just quick question, any chance at all this is time for a refocus?
I think it's 10 minutes. Let's get it.
10 minutes?
Yes, you guys decide. It's on here.
Yeah, I think Moery and I can also just patch up a little bit in that time.
Mockery shake his head, the impatience in his eyes.
We are here. There is blood. It may be old, but there may be fresh blood coming soon.
True.
These kidnapped people, we do not know how much longer they have.
That's true. You're right.
We are strong. We are powerful. We may be tired from this sandstorm, but we are the gavel. Let us come crashing down.
All right. Then.
Yeah. All right, I'll follow you through a brick wall here, bud. Let's go. Whenever you want, Mockery.
All right, and Mockery immediately will draw his blade, look for it, fear in his eyes, but steady, ready, and rocking.
Yeah, I'll follow Moery then.
As we're heading, following the blood, I do want to try to take a peek through the crack that Jeet opened up in the door to see if my low light vision lets me see anything at all in that room, or if there's not enough space. Then
I think the crew switched. If you guys are going through the door, it sounds like, not the
Wait.
blood, right?
No, we're
I'm
going up
for
the stairs.
blood.
We're going
Blood,
upstairs.
blood. Yeah.
So the crack right now is not big enough to see through Wisteria.
gotcha. I think my curiosity might I might push it open just enough to see through. Curiosity getting the better of me.
Yeah, do it.
Perception check.
Alright.
Will has no idea this is happening, but I support it 100%.
Should I add
Same.
I imagine everyone else is like turned to Mocker. Mockery's about we're about to go up the stairs. Or right as we hear the little scream.
Should I add my pursue elite bonus?
You definitely can.
Alright.
Nice. You get a really good peek through that gap. You see a few things. Yeah, because I'll even show this one to you guys. You get to roll really well here. Yeah, you peek through that gap, and you see a few things that really call out to you. You see this room with kind of blood covering the entryway. You see like the remains of this crystal. It looks like to be like the circle with arcane ruins that looks to be like cracked and broken. You see these two undead creatures kind of standing in the middle. But the thing that catches your eye is you see Oga in the distance. He's huddled against a wall. You see he looks to be unconscious, sleeping. Not sure, but you can see the rise and fall of his chest with that 26. He is alive. You see broken crystal glass on the floor. You see some alchemy equipment throughout. But you don't see anybody living within the room. Both the creatures you see are undead. One of them is a husk that you encounter, the same style of husk that you encountered back at the campsite. But one of them has like these deep black robes on, undead. His face is decaying, but fairly slowly. It looks like if he's undead, he looks recently undead. He has these deep black robes on. And with the 26, I'll give you this too. You see he has a pendant around his neck. And you see the pendant has a phoenix chasing another phoenix.
Oh no.
Alright, I have a few questions. Can I tell what that crystal and the arcane runes what it might be used for?
Give me an occultism check.
Alright. Should I do a recall knowledge? Or
Yeah, so recall knowledge, yeah.
and throw a +1 for pursue elite.
Nice. Roll well there too. Yeah, so you know, like probably some obscure readings that may have been in your own household too. Your dad may have been reading up on. You know that this arcane runes, these sigils, along with this crystal, these guys are harvesting souls. It looks like it's broken. Looks like something disrupted this process. But they were harvesting souls, and you probably gather, as you've seen some of those creatures drain people's life forces, that they were using those as those undead batteries. But something's clearly gone wrong here, because the circle's broken, the crystal's broken. Something did not go as according to plan.
Next question. Can I recognize what that phoenix pendant might mean?
Definitely, give me a religion check.
Alright, let's do another recall knowledge. +1 from pursue elite if it applies.
This one wouldn't apply to that one, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh, we're rolled already. Perfect. Yeah, religion. Yeah, you're familiar with this? It's a cult that's getting some resurgence. The phoenix chasing the phoenix is the symbol of the Reclaimers. They're a cult they've got one philosophy that's common amongst them, but the rest of them are all like every cell has its own different twist to it. The common philosophy is they want to free Issei, the god of life, the All-Father, the father of fiends, who's been in prison since the Grove locked him up. Each cell has a different version, though. Some people that think are proud that he was the fiend father. Some think he was framed. Some think he was the fall guy. Like, each cell has a different philosophy, and you rolled pretty well here, so I'll give you this too. Some think it was initially started by Shinzo Z, the god of chaos, as a joke, but they think it spread beyond even what he thought was possible. And each of them has their own different philosophy. They're not connected at all. But the main goal they share is they want to bring Issei back and free him from his imprisonment.
I also have a question. Did they hear the door opening a little bit?
The undead are looking directly at the door.
Good.
Oh
Good.
my goodness. I love the fact that that it's not confirmed since he started this as a joke, but we know. We know. Oh, that's beautiful. That's wonderful.
So I'd like to think that Wisteria was kind of pushing the door open with her like crossbow, just being cautious but still curious. And then in the 3 seconds, like immediately figured all of that out, and then pulled the trigger to try to shoot one of the undead.
Perfect. Well, let me throw you guys. Let me actually make the map a little bit bigger then, and throw you guys on.
The devil comes down that way.
Yeah, like one Wisteria versus like how many ever undead, and then off camera.
Well,
I'm
we'll
excited to fight more bad guys, and especially undead. Looking to redeem myself. I did say earlier that I have not landed a spell, and I'm pretty sure that's actually not true. I think one enemy did fail.
You did last session, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you had some good dazes on, like the D10 dazes.
Mm-hmm. At least once it has landed, I remember now. I don't want to be one of those people that thinks they're cursed or anything like that.
No worries. How are we going to do this? I forgot how to add padding that you guys can see. So Wisteria will say you get that bolt off, the other crew sees you, and they're able to bust in through the door, and we'll get this going for you guys.
All right.
Yeah, you see Olga at the distance. You see kind of the broken crystal and glass, and then that undead on the right is the one in the robes with the symbol of Issei. The one on the left is that same husk style that you've seen before. And let's get everybody in. Roll initiative. Oh, and let me do that real quick too before I forget.
I want to hear exactly what Wisteria said when she saw that.
She'd just probably like, she'd pull the trigger and be like, guys.
We all just rush back.
Would it be possible for Moery to roll initiative with diplomacy, given the fact he was hyping everyone up before?
Oh, what is that?
Would it be possible for Moery to roll diplomacy for initiative, since he was hyping everyone up before?
Yeah, sure.
I just didn't think perception would work for this, since he literally had no idea this was going on for a hot second there.
Oh, and is it okay if I start with my shield raise for like doing the defense exploration activity?
Oh, sure.
Can I add Pursue Elite to my initiative check, since this is sort of the thing that I'm looking for, more or less? Or that's too much of a stretch?
Oh.
I guess I'm not investigating. I'm rolling initiative.
Yeah, I would think this would be investigative, that one, unfortunately.
Alright.
Mockery got me too hyped, man. I'm like, I don't care what's in that door. I'm following him.
Same here.
Sweet. Yeah. So I think we just Mockery you're left, and we'll get into it.
Oh, I rolled. I got a 16.
Oh, you did?
Oh, okay. So what you can do is on your sheet,
Skill check.
under initiative, you can like do the drop down, and then
Oh, yeah.
you can pick diplomacy from there, and then if you roll there, it'll like add you
Oh.
automatically.
Oh, shoot. Thank you for telling me that.
Pretty useful.
White first to move. You see he's got the amulet of Issei. He just mindlessly charges towards you. You see like his eyes seem to be drawn to the fire above you. And he is just charging in. You see he raises his hand and he just clawing at you, just wordlessly shrieking as he comes to try to take you down. Oof.
Whoa.
Okay. I will definitely be shield blocking whatever that damage is. But let's see if I survive.
Yikes, dude.
Yes. I think because of shield block, I might actually survive.
Nice.
Let's see this.
Yo,
If I
that
can
would have taken me out in one hit.
block.
I would have won.
Damage.
I think.
Where are we at? 1 hit point. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You see as it claws at you, it feel like your life draining as it does. So it is going to make a DC 17 Fortitude save.
This might be the thing that takes me out.
Uh-oh. Does that also
There you
destroy the
go.
shield?
Nice.
Sweet. So you don't get the drain piece, but it does get the claws. As you see it kind of just slash into you, brutally cutting in, and you kind of feel it trying to take your own essence away from you.
I don't super know like how shield damage works. Like I see in the chat thing that it says that his shield is damaged for 13.
Yeah.
Just
My-
is that does the shield die get exploded from that? Like how much is that, a lot of shield damage or is that a little? I don't know.
It's a fair amount. So my shield is now broken, so I can't use it again to shield block. But it's not yet destroyed, so I can still repair it. If it got destroyed, then I'd have to just buy a new one.
Hey, we're all learning the game here, folks.
Yeah, I like it.
Not all of us, some of us.
Oh,
Alright,
actually,
I'm gonna-
hold on. It's actually got one more action left.
Oh dear.
It moved, it hit, and Drain Life does not take an action, unfortunately. So it's going to take one more swipe. This time it's going to take a swipe at the bear.
Coward.
Howard.
Oh, damn.
Whoa.
Stop.
Okay, so this particular mindless undead, he got the amulet. Oof.
And I want to clarify, this undead, he doesn't look like it's went through the same process that the husk and the other ones you came across look like. This one looks accidental, malformed, we'll say. The other ones look crafted. They look created. So we got 10 damage to poor Bear, but Bear is still on. Oops, I doubled that. So Bear is still on his feet, it looks like. All right, Wisteria, you're up for real.
All right, I'm going to do a recall knowledge action on the white.
Okay.
I mean, and specifically, I'm kind of trying to see if that amulet has any particular magical power that it's like powering this undead, or anything else I can figure out about it.
Nice. Yeah, you take a look at it. This amulet doesn't look to be powering the undead. You don't really see any like. It definitely did look like a religious focus or foci before, but it doesn't look like it's doing anything for the undead. One of the things you notice, like this guy, like you see kind of like cuts and bruises on his face, and like cuts and perforations across him. It looks like he may have been. You can see the glass and crystal around you. It looks like when that crystal exploded, he may have been caught in the blast.
So does it look like this crystal was damaged like within the past 10 minutes or like very recently, or?
Yeah, that one I'll give you. This one looks like it's probably been like last couple hours
Okay.
that's been damaged. So
right.
definitely before Olga got there.
Gotcha. All right, and I'll take a shot. Sounds like I get off guard.
You do.
Cool. That.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't. It would have been a 14. I don't know. Didn't have
Unfortunately, that's still a miss. You see him kind of like just jerk his head back, and the arrow kind of fly where his head would have been.
All right, I'll reload and end my turn.
All right. Will, you are up.
All right. I am going to real quick. Let me test something real quick. No, that is not nearly enough range, so never mind. How do I? Okay, cool. I was gonna try doing haunting him, but maybe not, because the range in that is much shorter than I thought. All right. Instead, I am going to just do my old faithful move. I'm going to attempt to daze this enemy.
All right. You'll fail.
Nice.
Hey, all right. All right, the damage is still messed up in here.
All right, so just roll me a d6 then. And then what else does he get? So you get stunned one. No, critically fails. You get stunned one.
That's only if he crit fails. Yeah, still does the thing wrong. Okay, d6, go.
Oh.
1 damage, 1 mental damage. But important to note, because he actually failed this time. Hold on. Oh, that might be only the amped version. Hold on. No. This is just a thing I have. He gains weakness 1 to mental damage, and he gets a -1 status penalty to will saves.
Okay.
I clicked on the wrong version of days, I think, because I wasn't using the amped fund. But yeah. So yeah, he gets -1 status penalty to will saves and weakness 1 to mental damage, which includes this damage. It specifically calls out. So he actually takes 2 mental damage.
There we go.
All right, and that weakness applies until the end of its next turn.
Sweet.
All right, and then because I cast a spell after that, I get a bonus to my intimidation stuff. So I'm going to try to demoralize it, but like we saw earlier, for some reason it's not working. So I'm going to just roll that.
Nice. It looks like he still
and
does
it gets a +1 bonus.
23. Yeah, that's a crit success. It does look like he still understands languages, so that goes off as normal.
Awesome.
Nice.
So as he's
this
creature is currently
still success,
Okay.
but just regular.
all right, he's currently chewing on Jeet. So he's get off of him, and he's going to imbue his words with the power of angelic fury.
Nice. You see the angel or the white giant kind of shying back, cringing back from the angelic light that you're letting off from your halo, and you see he does look at this undead face a little bit frightened.
All right, that is all 3 of my actions. I am done.
All right, Moery, you're up.
All right. Moery is going to start moving immediately as he's beginning to raise his blade, about to dedicate this combat to something. He will. I just have the ruler. He'll move here first, and then continue the same movement to here and here. In order to get this right, is it? Remind me again. Is it flat-footed or off guard? They changed the name to.
Off guard now. It used to be flat-footed.
Got it. To get this thing nice and flat-footed, it is already intimidated, correct?
Yeah, so this would be a +3.
All right, and rather than 8, because he wants his reaction, just in case, Moery is going to swing. As he will call out, and I might get one of the details wrong about this, depending on how it was told with Tomic's lore, but I'm still going to say this because I think it's cool.
I dedicate this combat to the slayer of the blood god, to the slaughter of the Tarask, of he who butchered Issei, Rogue, the Black Dusk.
Sweet.
And time to swing. Oh.
Do you have a hero point?
Have the +3, unfortunately. Hero point, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll still miss, but don't forget to target the creature. That'll add the +3 and all that into it.
Got it. All right, and hero pointing it up.
Oy.
Oh my goodness.
You see, he kind of like
multi-attack.
dodges away. You see the great sword fall, and he kind of like just moves. Even though he's undead, he seems to keep his wits and speed about him. You still have one action left, though, I believe.
The wits and speed part will shock Moery a little bit, but he will continue. Oh shit!
That is rough.
So it's just a flurry of swings, just like stomps down, swing, comes back around, and just misses again.
You see the guy just kind of just dodging aside, and you see he kind of spins around from looking to Jeet to looking you in your eyes, and you see like just these cold, dead eyes. Usually, whether it be color, whether it be brown, blue, green, you see just blackness circled by like this white iris, just devoid of life, but still reasoning behind it. And he doesn't make a noise. He just stares back at you.
Moery, slightly regretting saying he who butchered Issei as a taunt now.
And you see as it goes off, you see like the remnants of the crystal on the ground. You see them begin to glow, and you see this inky purple substance kind of float out from them, and you see this foul atmosphere emerge through. Everybody give me a DC 17 Fortitude save, and you can click on the thing for it.
Everybody? Oh dang.
This might be bad.
Not good.
All right, Jeet, successful. Nothing happens with success. Belric, Wisteria, Will, Moery. So Moery and Jeet, you guys are good. The rest of you guys huff this just foul ichor that kind of spreads from the crystal, and you guys kind of like, it almost feels like at this point like you're a little bit high. Like it's hard to kind of like your hands feel like larger than they should. Belric, your hands are a little clumsy on your bow. Will, you just kind of feel a little bit off balance, not as quick and agile as you were before. And you guys, and Wisteria, the same thing. Your crossbow kind of just feels a little bit awkward. It's kind of hard to keep it at aim, the right position. And you guys will all get clumsy 1. So let me throw that on. Oh, and Belric, give me 1 for bear too.
Yes. All right, I'm just gonna roll. I don't really know how to roll specifically for bear, so I'm just gonna do this.
It affected all the people who use dexterity.
Oh yeah, so fortunately that bear will fail either way with that. Yeah, so you see the bear itself too is kind of like just stumbling and staggering a bit as you guys are all clumsy 1. As this atmosphere goes through. What they are remind you guys too is if you do hold your breath, you can hold your breath. It does give you a +2 circumstance, but you can't cast spells, or if you get crit hit, you kind of start counting down on your Constitution modifier, +5. But G, you are up.
Okay, yeah. G has the instinct to run away while at 1 HP, but then Moery's here with his marshal's aura, and so he's going to try to be brave. And first, he will try to heal himself with 2 actions.
All right.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I'll still take it. All right, yes. I can still be critted down, but hopefully I might be able to survive a regular attack. And then with my last remaining action, I would. Oh my god, it's like a coin toss. What do I want to do to this guy? Okay, I'll try and trip. I'll try and trip it.
Okay.
Mess him up with all the debuffs. All the debuffs.
Yeah, he's crit success. Nice, man.
Oh.
So how does that all work? With you healing yourself and just knocking this dude hard to the ground?
Yeah, the light that's floating around him, Nara's light, he's like drawing power from it, and the fire will like again cauterize the wounds a little bit all around. And then it's just him. The broken shield that he's holding in his hand, he like sweeps it just a little bit under around his legs and topples him prone. And that's my turn.
Nice. Elric, you are up.
Okay, I will do Hunt Prey. Right? Did I do it? Yeah. Okay, and I will. My short bow is out, and I will strike it, though I'm clumsy.
Yeah,
Oh
does
shoot!
it have
I might
off
not have
guard?
targeted that.
He doesn't have off guard yet.
No worries, that's
Target.
still
That
hits.
might be a crit, depending.
Unfortunately, not a crit, but still a hit.
Okay.
He's still frightened. He's got flatfoot and he's prone.
So the flat-footed only applies to you and G.
Oh,
Give me a line.
never
They're gonna-
mind.
Oh, but because he's prone, it
Oh,
applies. to him.
I forgot. I am knocking prone. Yes, yeah, you're right. Let me put that prone for him. Where was that at? At +2.
So that
That. Yeah, 22. So sorry, still not a crit, but definitely a hit.
Definitely a hit. Okay. I may need help adding my hunted prey to this, so I may just roll D8 after, I think. If that's right. Or my precision, I'm sorry. Here it is. There we go.
All right.
Oh no, I got it.
There we go. And then I will command animal, and Bear is pissed, and he's gonna
It's done high.
he's going to claw.
This is the first time Bear's got to let loose of the campaign.
Let's go. Let's
Get
go.
Woo! Go Bear!
Here you go.
All right.
Papa.
And that will do not much damage.
He's got one more attack too.
All right, now he's going to use Jaws.
And actually, hold on. Your first attack, you get to add with your hunter's thing. You get to add the D8 to that too.
I love to hear that.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay. Now I'm going to use Jaws. That'll be a miss. Take it though.
Fortunately, just misses. But how does that look with Belric shooting at the bear and like just slashing at this dude? Like,
Yeah, I mean he's a little clumsy yet, right? And he pulls out the. Did I hit him with my bow?
Mhm.
Yeah. A little clumsy, kind of like almost like drunkenly pulls it out, shoots him. Little surprised that he hits him, and then he like kind of gives a nod to the bear, who goes after him with his claws and just kind of mauls at him, and then misses with a bite, but satisfied.
Nice. You see, kind of just pulling off undead flesh as the bear mauls into him. But now the husk is up. Yeah, unfortunately, Moery is going to pick on you. You see it getting into position. Kind of like it almost seems like to be like you see it looking at the white with the emblem. It kind of seems to be kind of still kind of unconsciously following its cues and gets in range. It flanks with it. And you see it just start to unleash, just lashing out with its claws, just trying to gouge you. Poor Mockery.
Oh shit! Yeah, that'll hit. That'll miss.
Nice. So the first will hit. So you see, yeah, okay, just for 1 damage. So you see it claw into you. But yeah,
I think the roll broke. I don't think. I think it just did 1 rather than a dice.
no, it rolled a d4.
Oh, it rolled a d4.
Hmm?
Oh, my bad. I only saw just the 1. Oh, in that case, yeah, Mockery he just eats the hit.
Oh, you're not using Iron Command?
Someone here has weakness to mental damage.
Fair.
And Mockery did indeed directly taunt him about his god being dead. So he saved it for someone else. Nah, he just like how would that look like scraping across him?
How would that look? What?
How would that look scraping across him?
Yeah, so you see like this husk come through. First hit like scrapes across your armor. You see sparks popping off. You see the second hit it tries to go, but Mockery's fast enough to get away. But you see the white as like you dodge away, like the white is prepared to strike. And you see him kind of eyeing it, and you see like his claws just out, ready to gouge into you.
Let's see.
First, he's gonna stand up. Do either of you? No, oh, actually, nobody has attack of opportunity at this level, so he is going to stand up. The friend is still up, but you see him stand up, get back to his feet, and then just glare at you and lash out with his claws.
Oof, yeah, that one's gonna get Iron Command.
So, hit. Luckily, not a crit hit, and give me a DC 16 Fortitude save. Used to be a 17, but Frightened is really cool, and it brings that down.
Nice.
For him.
Huge.
That's awesome.
Huge.
Can I roll that real fast?
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah! And then I gotta do it to him. Iron Command.
Hey.
He is not kneeling. Or not. So you see he is standing proudly. Like you see, like his undead flesh tries to sneer and kind of belay his confidence, but you see bits of his flesh flaking off as he does. Give me some damage. And add a +1
This
to it.
right here, he's also going to take 1 extra damage because of our good dear psychic friend. So 5 mental damage right off that. Persistent mental damage too.
Nice.
So if he gets another turn, he's still taking more.
He is looking rough. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, he's not. I added that to the wrong person. There we go. Yeah, he's looking hurt. He's bloodied. You see kind of bits of his flesh leaking off. But yeah, he's still standing. Still got some fight left in him.
He's got more actions, unfortunately.
Oh no! Yeah, I think he attacked twice, didn't he?
No, that was the first attack.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he's got 1 more attack for you then.
Oh shit!
Luckily, not a crit.
Yikes.
Yep. Is Mockery still up?
Oh, you see him slash into you, like using the white's distraction. You see him come leap with both of his claws, just like crisscrossing in an X. Give me another Fortitude saving throw. Oof.
Can I tap into one of those hero points?
Hey, you guys have 2 hero points in the bank. What's a good
Yes,
bank?
you must.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yep. Shit! Yeah,
Unfortunately,
What
no.
happened?
Ow.
You see, like he slashes into you, and you see like yourself lose some of your vitality. You feel drained, and you see him kind of like stand a little straighter, look a little bit healthier as he goes off.
Moery will let his sword kind of swing in his hands where it's facing the ground, and he'll lean on it in order to keep himself standing on 1 HP. As he looks to Jeet, just nods to him like, take this guy down. As Moery will, despite terror in his gaze, bleeding, will stand and look at this husk with defiance.
Nice. Wisteria, you're up.
All right. So if I'm remembering correctly, if I try to recall knowledge on the white again, it'll be +5 to the DC.
That's right.
Is he bloodied yet?
He's blooded.
Okay. He just went to everyone else. All right, I'm gonna try to recall knowledge on the husk. See if I can figure out if there's anything special about this one or different from it compared to the ones we fought before, particularly with the magic that's going on in this room.
All right. And you accidentally gave yourself extra clumsy, so you're still clumsy 1.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question.
Hmm?
Does strains take away from your current HP regardless of your maximum?
I believe so.
So you know how Moery was standing defiantly?
Are you down? We put the drain condition on you, so it should have drained it from you already.
It took a second. He was at 1, and then the drain came up.
Yeah,
And like, is he? Wait,
Oh, did the
that's-
drain down to 0?
Saw your HP at 0 and the gavel of
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you see Moery, like he put the sword down into the gravel, the cobbstones, trying to balance himself, but unfortunately you see him just pass out, fall into the ground beneath the White's fury.
The last words he'll say before going down is
Bring the gavel down.
before he himself just falls to the ground.
Nice. It was Wisteria, you did that versus the Husk, not the White, right?
Yeah, I still had the white targeted accidentally.
No
the Husk
worry.
is the one.
Wanted to ask because it would have failed against the White, but it does pass against the Husk.
Okay, nice.
Oh, so what'd you ask about the White?
I guess I was asking like if there's anything unique about this one compared to the ones that we fought before, or anything about like what it's been up to in this room.
It doesn't seem unique, but you see like this poisonous atmosphere that's leaking out from the crystal. It doesn't seem to be invigorating them, but it does not seem to be infecting them at all. One of the things, actually, I'll give this to you notice too, as you kind of look around as well. You do see Olga has like a little mark on his face. Like it looks like, you know, if it's like ink or what, but it's a black mark dotting his face. You can't really make it out from where you are currently, but you do kind of see, like, as he tosses and turns, you kind of see it briefly.
It's interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at the husk.
All right.
All right, clumsy, and then +2 from off guard. Oh, okay.
That hits.
nice. Oh yeah. Circumstance bonus, got it.
Sneak attack.
Take him down.
Yeah.
I'll just say, you know, definitely a concern goes across my face seeing Moery go down, and I'll just whisper kind of, Rog, help me, and fire a shot at the husk. Hopefully, seems like that small. I'm not one much for prayer, but that prayer seems to have been answered.
You see that prayer answered as this bolt goes straight through the husk head, leaving like a bloody splatter in honor of the infernal god.
And I'm gonna reload to end my turn, and then also, so you said for holding breath, that gives us a +2 bonus against the poison.
It does.
Okay, I'll do that then.
All right. Will, you are up.
You muted.
You're muted, Will, and at the end of your turn, so Wisteria, you no longer are clumsy.
All right, here we go again, y'all. You see Will sort of like shudder for a moment, and then his eyes roll back in his head, and then they start suddenly glowing golden. He is going to unleash his psyche, and just again, you all hear the sound of a loud ringing bell as golden light emanates from his forehead, and he is entered what the kids might call sicko mode. No, they actually absolutely would not call it that. That is a song from too many years ago. Anyway, the first thing that Will is actually going to do is, again, speak in that strange voice that is clearly, definitely not his, and just, you see him look down at Moery and say, "Though ye may be a wretched, foul creature, you are still useful to us. Rise and continue to fight." And so you are going to just gain some hit points.
Oh shoot!
Nice.
You get 4 hit points.
That'll heal the drain too.
Yeah, that'll heal the drain too.
You gain 4 hit points. It's not a lot, but you're at least on your feet again. Or at least awake.
Nice.
Technically 5.
Well down.
I'll take it.
All right, and then after that, Will is gonna do. I'm gonna do this just because it's fun. Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna do just for the sake of doing something new. Wisteria missed one of her crossbow bolts earlier, right?
Yeah, against the white on round 1.
Yeah. I'm gonna. It's sitting on the ground nearby, and that crossbow bolt just sort of rises up off the ground and flies towards the white.
Nice.
It is heading straight for his undead corpse.
Perfect.
So I
And
can't
Moery
even.
too, you're still drained. Unfortunately, so that was just the husk that you can healing recovers it. So you're still drained one to get a long rest.
Could you put that back on, Moery?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Hero point.
Unfortunately, I missed.
You guys still have 2 one hero point in the bank.
I think I have one of my own personal ones.
Oh yeah,
Hero point.
this is the time to go for it. I feel like.
But then like, what if there's like a big crazy? You know what? I might as well use it. Here
Do
we
it.
go.
Use
Hero
it.
I
point.
got 2.
I'm tired of missing all my stuff. Isn't there a button on here somewhere to re-roll it or something? Maybe.
Yeah, if you right-click the attack itself, the chat window of the attack.
Ah, yes, re-roll using a hero point.
Oh,
That's you roll the 6 3 times.
It's not great.
Rough. Yeah, unfortunately, you see like the white's kind of reflexes kick in, and it just dodges the
All
bolt.
right. The bolt just sort of rises up off the ground and flies and just sort of bounces off the back of the white's armor. All right, that's all 3 of my actions. That's the end of my turn. As Will just continues to float there in the air.
With Moery healed, is he still at dying or is he up?
He is up, but you're at wounded 1.
Yeah.
And you're prone too.
So he'll use a action immediately to get back up. As normally I'd say, I didn't hear no bell as a joke, but he quite literally heard the bell. Oh, prone is locked on there, and drain's not back on.
Yeah, so if you just so if you go to effects, you can just stand up and get rid of prone.
It's not letting me get rid of prone.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Oh, they got rid of wounded as well.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Weird. Well, I had the wounded back on, and then you were good.
Thank you. So Moery is back up, and he's not used to that. He, A, going down, and B, getting saved. He's used to being alone a lot of the time, and when he comes back up, he is wide-eyed, a little bit shook, and he looks right to Will, meets his eyes, and will nod in respect, both to Will and the angel. He didn't quite catch the wretched foul creature, wretched vile creature, bit. But he'll raise his blade.
To Rogue! To the infernal gods! To the gaver!
And he will bring it down.
Immediately, Will is like, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should just let him stay there. If he's gonna keep calling out to Rog.
That'll hit.
Yes.
Nice.
Great sword.
7.
It's on his feet, looking unsteady, but still up.
We ain't done yet. We're done. Wait,
So
actually,
close.
there is a final action. I could go for that last -10 hit.
Fortunately,
no,
you had to
you stood
stand up.
Oh, wait, you're right, my bad. So yeah, that will be Mockery's go. Getting back up, calling out to both his gods and the gavel. Looking to his party with a great amount of respect and a bit of shell shock in his eyes.
So you see the cell. So you see Mockery back to his feet. You see the crystal once again begin to glow. Everybody, give me a fortitude save. Wisteria, give me one with +2 circumstance bonus.
Shoot,
Still not great.
that'll catch Mockery.
Yeah, it catches Jeep. Put a clumsy on him.
Sweet. So, Balric, you kind of this time you hold your breath, or you're able to kind of resist the fumes. Jeet, this time you're caught. Will, this time you are able, like your angelic presence just buffets those fumes away from you. But everybody else, yeah, Mockery, Wisteria, even with the 2, it's from Wisteria. You're caught. You guys are clumsy as well. You kind of feel this gas just filling you up and just throwing you off your game. All right, Bajik, you are up.
All right, a little bit unsteady, but looking at Mockery standing up, he will also go for the all-out attack. So one attack with the fist. Yeah.
That'll hit.
Sorry, maybe I missed this. Does Jeet not have a weapon? Is he just a like shield only?
Yeah, shield and bare hand right so far.
Broken- Alright.
Broken
bare
shield
hand.
and a fist.
Yeah. Because that's like a requirement for tripping and grabbing and stuff, is you have to have a free hand.
Got it.
Yeah, so there's like that claw, and then it's like the fires of Nar, especially unkind to the undead, and he'll do Vitality Lash on this creature with his last 2 actions. Ooh.
Oh,
Nothing
shit.
happens. That's his turn.
Yeah, unfortunately, you see, like he holds himself there, and he's able to avoid that lash as it comes through. Belric, you are up.
Should I take off the clumsy now? Or-
Yeah, you can get the clumsy off now.
Who'd know that the follower of the life god would have a lot of vitality? Oof.
I'm going to rip a shot with my short bow at him.
All right,
Destroy them.
that'll hit.
I'm gonna roll damage here.
Steal.
If we do it, depending on how- he probably will. Yeah,
Yes!
he had 9 HP.
Beautiful.
Oh, actually, but he still does get to get a death hit off of with Final Spite.
Spiteful little piece of...
What
yeah.
is that?
Mockery, he hates you. You called him out. He is going to take his last claw attack at you.
Oh shit!
Oh, no.
He
Alright,
really hates
what?
Mockery.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
you
that'll
see-
take reaction. Hold on.
Yeah.
Iron Command. Can we get this guy to bow? He may have had that spiteful strike, but can we get him to bow?
You can't
He's
get him to bow, but we're going to do a combination here on this one. So, Belric, how does your shot take him down? You see, as Belric, you go. I'm gonna say something to Mockery. You finish it off with how it looks.
I'm gonna hit him in his kind of off shoulder, and maybe I'll spin him around, so he's like no longer facing the cleric, and he's facing like it's a shot like right in his chest, but it kind of like forces him around to maybe face Mockery.
You see that shot hits him in the chest. He spins around. You see he's falling. Like as he falls, you see pure hatred in his black eyes as he looks at Mockery and just slashes out with his claws, ripping into him, and starts to fall to the ground. Mockery, how does your iron command that psychic damage? How does that like bring him completely down?
This right here, it will be the complete fervor and rage from his belief in Rog, because I imagine Rog was quite entertained by this bout if he watched it, and would be very much in favor of the gavel, and would send just a teensy bit enough to just break this thing down, to butcher it.
Butcher right through. You see kind of like black blood pouring from its nostrils as that psychic damage pours through, and the arrow kind of ceases its undead life, and you see it just spin around to the ground and collapse. And you guys have cleared the encounter. You see the crystal that was already shattered and broken. You see it crack further and then just like straight disintegrate into the ground, just leaving the arcane sigils behind it. You see around you this kind of almost like a laboratory. You see alchemical supplies. You see this altar that looks to have been cracked in two. And you see poor Olga in the corner, like clearly unconscious. And you kind of see him like not struggling, but definitely kind of moving in his unconscious, in his sleep, maybe we'll say.
All right. First thing, I'll try and step in battle medicine our ally who just fell again.
Yeah, I have one more restore the mind I can do.
Oh yeah.
as well.
Go for it. I think that would be.
It's only
pretty good.
4 hit
it's
points.
huge. It's huge though. It gets him up.
Exactly.
Yep. Back up. Wounded too, but very much feeling tough, feeling strong.
You just hear him say, "Rise again, creature. You will not die today." And that is just the voice speaking to him, commanding him to rise, is what heals him.
And Mockery will pull himself up by his blade, shakily, raspy breathing, and he'll just try to match Jeet's pace, failing, of course, to get over to Olga.
Aye. So, first up, are there wounds on him that I can see that I could treat?
For Jeet or
For Olga? Yeah.
Olga? Yeah, give me a medicine check.
And I'll point out that mark as you pass me by.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, you see this mark. And Jeet, what languages do you speak again?
Common Draconian or Dragon.
Yeah. So you see a mark in a language you don't recognize. You don't see any, like, he's physically healthy. And you see this mark with a 25 too. This mark is just ink. It's nothing. You don't see any magic or any arcane, anything that's tormenting him on this side. And you kind of see the twitching in his sleep was probably caused just by being subjected to this poisonous atmosphere. But overall, with that crystal dissolved, like he's healthy.
Okay. So slinging my shield back, I'll pick him up and with both hands and carry him here. We have to heal. We have to. Olga has to. I don't know. We have to take care of him as well.
To rest. Let's take a moment.
Is this place safe, Wisteria? Should we rest here or should we go out to the tunnel?
There's only one doorway into this room, so it's a pretty defensible position, and any arcane threats seem to have been taken care of. I definitely want to take some time in here to try to get a better understanding of what was going on. So if you want to take care of the child while I'm doing that, I think that would work out well.
Yes, I think a lot of healing is needed now. Then here we will make our temporary camp.
I may be injured.
And Moery will keep walking with his sword like a crutch.
But I can still aid you in your healing.
Yes, okay, let us begin.
Nero is a god of health, after all.
He'll set Oga down, he'll bring out his healer's tools, and he'll turn them towards Moery.
Moery will hold out a hand.
Olga first. I am a warrior.
The thing is, there are no open wounds on him. If there were open wounds, I would bandage them up. But there are clearly open wounds on you that I can address immediately. Whatever's going on with Oga may be of magical nature. He's breathing, he's alive. We'll get to him. We need to patch you up first.
I thank you.
While that's happening, I would love to refocus.
Perfect. You could definitely take the 10 minutes as they start patching. G, give me a medicine check as you try to do some treat wounds on Moery. Will, with refocusing, how does Will look as he kind of refocuses there?
I was just thinking about that. I'm actually not sure. I think, you know what, he would take a moment to like just sort of catch his breath, because it's a lot of like, you can tell like as soon as the light stops glowing in his eyes and the halo sort of fades, he is very clearly like winded and like he's like sweating as soon as he does it. Technically, in game terms, he is stupefied 1 for 2 turns after he does that. So it just happens that it keeps happening right after the combat's over, so it never is applied. But he sort of like stumbles over to a corner and just like takes a few deep breaths, and you actually hear him like start like talking like a little bit to like nobody. Like he just like says, "No, I know, just give us a moment." So yeah, he's clearly communing with whatever his angel ancestor is, and I keep saying whatever as if it's a mystery. He's his angel ancestor a little bit and catching his breath.
I think it's still a mystery to most of us, right? Like Belric's kind of looking at this like almost like the first time it happened. We were in the heat of battle. Moery went over and like yelled at I think his name was like Velny.
Velny, yeah.
Yeah. So like it was just he was very distracted from like this, but this was the first time that I think at least Belric and some of the party like noticed this firsthand, like this transformation happen, and then like him going over to the corner. So like Belric's just like, what the hell's going on over here? Like this is nuts. This is nothing I've seen before, right? I'm kind of just like over, me and Bear over by the door, just kind of like guarding it, maybe like backing it up so that it's like very close to being closed, but I'm just making sure that no one's coming in.
Perfect. You and Bear hear pretty much dead silence throughout this. The keep itself seems like you hear kind of the whistling of the wind and the sand outside, but you don't even hear creaking, or you don't hear anything walking, any thuds. Outside of your crew, you don't really hear any noises as you guys go through. Will, give me a perception check. And you're muted, looks like.
While I do that, is there a button for refocusing somewhere, or do I just have to like manually put the focus points back on?
Yeah, I think you just click those. Yeah, I think you just click those focus buttons.
All right, can do.
Yeah, you pretty much you're able to kind of refocus, kind of just gather your kind of angelic energy with you. You get probably like pretty much just really focus on just kind of just restoring yourself at the moment.
Okay, Moery, did you take the 11 healing?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll just go over to Bear for a bit. If GM tell me if I should stop, because I accounted for 20 minutes. Now I'm doing like another 10 minutes after that.
Yeah. So with G kind of going through healing, Will, I know you spent 10 minutes refocusing. But Belric, you sounds like you're watching, just kind of keeping outlook. Wisteria, what are you doing?
Yeah, so first I want to get a closer look at this arcane circle. I mean, I was able to tell a lot just by seeing it from a distance, but I wanted to figure out what they were gathering souls for, like what they were trying to channel that energy towards, if I can determine that.
So fortunately, you're not able, from the circle yourself, you're able to tell that they're gathering souls, and that crystal was supposed to contain the souls. Give me a, you can roll those publicly too. Give me an occultism check, just to kind of see. Not going to see what they were gathering it for, but you may gather some more information about what happened.
Pursue a lead.
Yeah, pursue a lead worker.
Please don't snort the soul crystals.
Yeah, unfortunately,
It's very
like,
tempting.
you recognize like the runes and the crystal from some of the readings you may have come across, but you're not really sure kind of like what went wrong here. It looks like something went wrong in this process. The crystal exploded, but you're not sure where they took this out.
Gotcha. In that case, I'll then move over to the alchemy supplies and see if I can figure out what that was being used for. My first hunch is it's something related to the poison gas that was affecting us. But if there's any other clues about why it's here, that would be helpful as well. And also, if there's any of it that could be useful to us that we could take with us.
Yeah, looking through it, you don't really see anything that's related to the gas itself. But I did throw a new thing in the actors. You should be able to see encounter loop. And looking around this room, you do find a number of different potions, as well as some alchemist toolkit, artisan toolkit, kind of for shaping the crystals, and just a bunch of other stuff. So you got like 30 GP of gold pieces looking around, some crafting materials worth 20 GP. I'll let you guys divide that up after game, but it's in there, and you guys got to figure out who takes what for what. 5 healing potions as well too, and then just a bunch of other random stuff in there that you guys can use.
Yes.
Jackpot.
Nice. All right, so if we're spending another 10 minutes after the first 10 minutes, I think Will would spend the second 10 minutes trying to wake up the child.
Moery will be praying to Vencero for Olga's health and well-being.
And you guys kind of like, Will, you try to wake the child, Moery, your prayers, and eventually Olga does wake up, and you kind of see him like rubbing his eyes, and like for a moment, like he looks panicked as he feels himself on this cold, hard stone, in a place that's unfamiliar. But he looks up and sees you guys, and he goes, "What's going on? Where am I?"
All right. Oh, it's all right, little man. Just keep yourself calm for just a moment. We're here to help you. All right.
Okay. They took me. Can we go?
Right. Sure thing. Hold on just a moment. We're gonna get you back to your mother very soon. But I need you to just take a few deep breaths, and I'm gonna look at your eyes real quick because you've been unconscious for a long time. There's a good chance you might have hurt yourself. So can I see if he has a concussion?
Yeah, sure. Give me a medicine check.
Yeah.
Or anything else.
Or, I don't know.
He's possessed.
Devil, demon horns growing out of his head, or
actually, in Will, yeah, because you didn't pass the perception check earlier, but yeah, you doing a medical check, and especially looking at him for a concussion, you do see that mark on his forehead that Wisteria noted, and to everybody else on this crew, it's gibberish. It's just symbols. But you realize it's celestial for God touched.
Oh.
And you see that you look at him, no concussion. He takes some deep breaths, like it's really shallow at first, but kind of starts doing some deeper breaths. He's completely fine. But you do notice that it's like kind of written crudely too, especially for Celestial, which is like a more flowy, scripty type thing. This is written like third grader-ish.
And so it says God touched on it, or is it okay then? Interesting. He's not an Aasimar like me, is he? By any chance? I don't know how I would tell, but
I mean, he's a kid, so it's kind of hard to tell, but you realize that he's the only one that, like, because you look around this room, you see some bones, like especially by the altar, but you don't see any other people that are alive. So they took him and saved him for some reason. Everything else they kind of drained either at the camp or on their way from the camp as like a little bit of a pick-me-up snack. He is pretty much pristine.
This was their goal, right? Like, this is why they went to the camp, by the sounds of it.
Or they were planning something, and Olga was the wrench in the spanner in the works that caused everything to go wrong.
All right. Well, Will can't tell if the kid is an Aasimar for sure, but he's just going to assume that he is. And is immediately just trying to calm him down, make sure he feels all right. He says, "We can't leave just yet. We want to make sure that nobody else is taken just like you. But as soon as we can, we're to get you back to your family, right?"
Okay. You kind of see him looks around. He kind of sees you guys, and he looks around and kind of sees, like, doesn't see the whole gory mess of it, but does see like the people that took him like are now lying on the ground. And you kind of see him take a deep breath and goes, "Okay, can we go hunting after this?"
You know what? I think we will. Now, our friend over there, as soon as when he says friend, he's like, "Friend over there." He's got a funny name. His name is Moery. Now, he looks real big and scary, but actually, he's a real nice fella.
Okay.
We're gonna all go. We might have to leave you here for just a little bit, but we're gonna go hunting upstairs to see if there's any other people that might need our help. But don't worry, we're gonna make sure that you're taken care of.
Can the bear stay?
Of course, bear will stay with you and right by your side.
Okay, I'll wait here for you guys.
While Will is being all caretaker with this kid, Wisteria's gonna come up and tap him on the shoulder and say, ask the child if he recalls any of the events from when he was captured, or especially if there were any incantations he overheard that he could repeat, that'd be most useful for our endeavor.
Oh my god, all business all the time.
He's gonna look at the kid and just like look at his face for like, did he understand any of that sentence?
he is looking at Bear right now, and it's kind of like he's enraptured. But you can definitely, he's not really. If he didn't pay attention to Wisteria's statement, you could try it. But you guys have seen Olga. He seemed he's a kid. He's a kid.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try to ask him just like, what does he remember? How he got here? What, if anything, was said to him? What does he remember from when after he was taken from his parents?
Yeah. Those things. They came to the camp, and that's my home. So I threw my ball at them. And one of them, they grabbed me, and I thought like I've seen like they grabbed somebody else, and I don't know what happened to them, but they just shriveled up. But they grabbed me and they looked at me real hard. This soul, like this black deep eyes, and I didn't shrivel. And then they took me and they ran off.
What a warrior! What a survivor! What bravery!
You might just be a very special little child.
That's what my mom says.
She's right, and she is clever. We will take you hunting as soon as we are finished, as soon as we are bandaged. I will teach you well, but it seems you already have a knack.
So could you tell if they were using arcane or occult magic? Because that'll affect our preparations.
What? They have magic.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm asking. Is it arcane or occult?
Wisteria, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna know the difference.
Even Balric will kind of like grab him, like kind of like grab his chest and be like, "All right, man, hey."
Look, I'm just trying to figure out what we can about this.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
All right. Well, maybe there's others that have been captured here who have a better memory than the child. And I'll go back to like digging through notes and things around here to see if I can find any other information.
You don't find anything else in this room, but I assume you guys probably are going to go explore the upstairs as well.
That's the plan.
Yes.
I think
Perfect.
it might be best to leave the child here, but if he's in here, then he's going to be trapped. Maybe we just tell him to hang out by the tunnel. See if he can run away if he needs to.
We can leave him with Bear right outside here so that he can leave through there if that's the best move.
Where would he go? Into the sandstorm?
Yeah, that's not good, but certainly into the sandstorm is better than, into the belly of a zombie or something.
I think, if we leave Bear here and I can be on the staircase, like halfway up, and I'll just be there in case anything goes wrong up or down, I can brush.
Perfect. Well, you guys put Bear and Oga in the hallway with G kind of like standing by the staircase to keep guard. You guys are able to kind of go up the staircase. You kind of see like this blood trail kind of going all the way up and around. And you see at the top of the staircase, it looks like just kind of like almost an average home. Like it's definitely in this keep. It's pretty utilitarian, but you do see a couple of beds. But the thing that probably draws your eyes is like close to like the door of this keep, you see another man with kind of like the same robes as the undead person that you found, but he is collapsed on the ground. You see a pool of dried blood around him. And he's clearly dead, and not dead the fun type that you get back up and walk around. He is dead, and like it seems like he drug himself up and was trying to escape, but he kind of succumbed to his wounds away from that crystal. And you see he is like near the door, hands outstretched, but the wounds finally overtook him.
Interesting.
Listen,
What's the rest of this place look like again? You said where are we, like in the courtyard of the keep and there's a house in front of us, is what you said?
No, you're in like so the passageway took you guys up into like the keep itself. So the keep is just like it's utilitarian. So you see like some beds, like a desk. It's definitely, there's not much in it. It was kind of, you kind of feel like they probably set this up as a little way station to do their experiments, collect their souls. But outside of that, it really wasn't too much.
Got it.
How long ago does it
anything-
look like he died?
Yeah, can we examine the body at all? Loot him?
Definitely. Wisteria, give me a medicine
See if
check.
there's-
Elric, give me a perception check as you guys kind of look over the body.
Be right back.
Perception.
Be right back as well.
Secret. How do you
I'll
secret
throw
that?
pursue a lead. That sounds good. Not great.
Medicine.
How do you roll secretly? Does it matter, do you think, for this one?
I think usually it's control and then click, but I don't know if it matters. How many hit points are you missing, Moery?
Mockery is currently missing 3. So he's good for now.
Okay, yeah, that's not that bad. But like 1 the hour is if I can do another treat wounds.
Sweet. So Wisteria, looking over this guy, it's not a hard check. You see like he is punctured, perforated, like that crystal when it exploded. The other guy seems like he got caught like with the full load and died like right away. This guy looks like he got hurt, tried to like clutch up. You even see like it looks like he tried to like, it's like a bit of like divine healing, and he tried to heal himself a bit, but this did not work. And then he tried to just escape, scrambling and pulling himself up across the floor before finally succumbing to his wounds. Belric, searching this guy over, kind of like doing like a more like rather than looking at the medical pieces that took him down, just like looking through kind of what he's got on him. You also see another of the Phoenix chasing Phoenix pendants of the Reclaimers, but you do see he like a little bit of like a journal, kind of tucked in, a little bit of blood soaked, but you do find it within. And a couple big things stand out for you as you kind of leaf through it as the others are kind of looking around. Probably,
I'm gonna hand the journal to Wisteria before I even. Sorry, it's
that makes sense. She would definitely be the one that would want to.
And
or she would snag it from me.
Well, she's probably like checking his wounds, and then you hand over the journal, and more than anything else that's happened so far this campaign, her eyes like light up. It's like finally some written information, and we'll start devouring every word of it.
So, Wisteria, going through, no check needed. You see 3 kind of key things that stand out to you. You see, kind of like first page of the journal, you see the Reclaimer symbol, the Phoenix chasing the Phoenix. You see below it, Issei will be reborn. Kind of just deep lettering in there. The first entry of the journal is, operations have been going smoothly. We have been able to harvest many souls. We've stayed mostly along the Riveria, but there's opportunity with the refugee camps by the wall. The Atarians don't care for these people. They consider them cowards. The operation should go unhindered. You see that? That's kind of like the most recent journal entry. Flipping a little bit back, you do see another journal entry. The High Reclaimer has divided us into sects. We have been taking the southern edge of the eastern portion of the Riveria. We feel slighted. We are getting these small villages. We're not getting enough souls. We are not getting what we need. We need to find more. We need to be able to distinguish ourselves and prove ourselves worthy. And also with the, Belric, you got a 21. So the other thing I'll say you notice after you find the journal with kind of them preparing kind of their operations, showing that they're part of a larger sect, kind of utilizing the chaos within the Ataria to kind of further their goals. Belric, I'm not sure if you recognize, actually give me a religion check to see if you recognize this symbol. You definitely see a symbol on kind of like this person's, like, it's like almost like blood was covering it initially, but you do kind of wipe that blood off and see it. Fortunately, you don't recognize it, but you do see kind of just this arcane symbol kind of etched on his face. And sometimes, like, depending on the light, it seems to fade or dim. But like right now, with the blood clear away, it's kind of glowing a dark black.
Is there any way for Moery to assist on that religion check, considering his...
Yeah, I mean, I would look at it and be a little confused. I think I would, honestly, I'd be like, Mysteria, this shit's weird.
Anybody that's trained in religion, or trained or better in religion, give me a check.
All right.
I have several words that apply to religion.
Oh boy, here we go.
Add +2 on top of that and give me the lore DC. But...
Sweet. All 3 of you. I don't know why all 3 of you recognize this. Maybe something that's called out to you. But you do realize the mark of Thana upon his head. Thana, the goddess of death. And with you guys' roles, there's one of 2 reasons somebody's going to have the mark of Thana. The most common being that they either died and had somebody bring them back, or they brought somebody back from the dead, kind of violating the natural order. The one that's a little bit more unique, but kind of applies to the situation with what you saw below with the soul crystal, is Thana's decree that mortals should not use soul magic. And those who are kind of the will is not strong enough to defy that order get marked by her. And you see this guy is clearly marked with her symbol, and definitely has kind of violated the natural order.
Thana, if he did not die here, one of her agents, such as the great Edric, son of Sansa, would have come for him and brought him to her justice.
And he'll kind of back away slightly in fear.
Such things they toyed with. They are for the gods and the infernals only.
It seems like some sort of blasphemous nonsense has been going on in here.
Right, but still no clue as to what purpose. They're collecting souls, or I guess maybe they think that they'll be able to use these souls to revive Issei, but that seems like a stretch.
Shinzo Z and
Shinzo
Z and Infernal.
Yeah.
He is.
I hate Infernals. I'm not gonna speak up much. I won't speak up at all. I don't know much about them.
Moery will comment on the fact, like, maybe they were trying to revive Issei, and he'll kind of scoff at that.
It's not possible. Not only was Issei heavily damaged by the grove, he was killed by Tonic. He will not come back. It's impossible.
These Reclaimers, a bunch of wackos. They worship the wacko infernal gods, just as this one does at times.
They did not worship the Infernals. They worshipped the father of them, the mad life god, who nearly threw away the world. It took the king of the Infernals to take that thing down.
So, for Wisteria, you would know Tawa was not killed by Issei. He was killed by actually Krenius, the god of commerce.
Okay. I'd say something to the effect of like, well, you know, gods can die. Gods can also come back. I know that my father was doing a lot of similar research to what we saw below, but for a different god. I'm not quite sure of the details, but I've seen some evidence that might point towards Tawa walking the Kazi again, so I wouldn't be so sure that Issei couldn't come back as well.
For Issei to return, would that not mean...
And Moery will take a moment to think. I'll ask, how much, like, Moery is very into the legend and the lore of Tomek, how he came to be, how he brought down the grove and made them bend the knee, how he brought down Issei and whatnot. How much does Moery know about what happened there between Issei and Tomek, quote unquote?
So it kind of, and I'll give you two choices. Kind of see which one if Moery believes the hype, or if he believes some of the rumors that are around. Most of what's come through, because the Grove themselves confirmed that Tomek was the one that had to kill Issei for them, and that he killed Issei. But a lot of people think that that's not especially true. That Issei was not killed; he was just trapped, and kind of varies who you ask.
Moery will actually pipe up with that.
Some say Tomek killed Issei. These blasphemers likely believed he trapped him, like there was some way to return that back to the world. Me personally, I do not care for either. Tomek did what he had to do to save the world. It is not my place to question exactly what happened.
Mysteria, you notice one more thing as you're kind of flipping through the book. You see kind of at the last page, and kind of like as the light flickers in, you do kind of notice like it kind of goes in and out, but you do see kind of like the map of Ataria, and you kind of see the eastern southern edge of the River Rhea, kind of colored in like with gold, and you kind of see that's where they claim their own territory at. But you do see kind of along the Ataran, and it's like that section is blank, but you do see kind of along over here by kind of on the section near the Pyramid of Thana, and in between Rian and Kaido, you do see another section filled in where it looks like other sects could be hunting or gathering souls.
Okay.
How many sects in total, or like sections of different colors?
Just 3.
3? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll share all this with the party. So, with what we've seen in this keep and the people here, can Wisteria sort of figure out whether, like, this keep was the headquarters of this sect in this area, or is it maybe just like an outpost? And if we go a little bit further east, there might be other people operating in this area, or do we basically wipe out this particular area of cultists? Is kind of what I'm trying to figure out.
Fortunately, not enough clues to say if you wiped out the area. You can definitely tell from this fort that there's nobody else that was here or living here, but you're not sure if that's just this outpost or if there were multiple outposts around.
Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking of, quite a lot about what's going on here, and I just kind of came up with a theory that would be quite interesting. We all came to Ataria to search for Atair and where he might have gone. And I'm beginning to wonder if maybe the Reclaimed might have captured his soul in the same way that they did these other people here, and that's why he hasn't resurrected. I would imagine he'd be far too powerful to be taken in such a way, but who knows what these Reclaimed are fully capable of. This seems to be just a small outpost of theirs, and if we investigate this further, it might lead to more clues.
Could it be they're trying to use what the goddess of death put on him, where he would be constantly reborn, to try and bring back their dead god? To rebirth him?
If I were them, that would be probably what I would do.
That is incredibly disturbing. I think, but yeah, sure, that sounds terrible, but if we don't see any other clues here, I think it might be time to just head back downstairs and retrieve our friend Olga down there.
Yeah, well, yeah, we should bring him back to his mother and see how things are going back at the camp. Not to mention putting this gold that we found to good use.
For sure. All right, let's get out of here. This place creeps me out.
Perfect. You guys are able to make your way back downstairs and gather Olga, who is just like playing. I don't know how much Bear is playing back with him, but he is definitely kind of jumping around and just like having fun with the bear. And actually, Belric, is Bear playing back with him at all?
Yeah, he's having fun.
Okay. So you see them having a good time with the bear. Olga's spirits seem to have bounced back fairly quickly as you guys come back downstairs. And as you make your way outside of this keep, you see that the sandstorm has died down. The sun is getting lower in the sky, but definitely enough time for you guys with this clear weather to make your way back to the camp. And the journey back to the camp is, especially compared to what you came through before, fairly uneventful. You're able to make your way back. Eventually, you do pass that quicksand hole that you came across and the bodies of those dead centipedes you guys were able to viciously slaughter. But, as I said, it's an uneventful journey, and eventually you do find your way back into the camp with the walls of Ataria looming ahead of you. And as you guys come back, you see, like, first one of the people spot you, and you see they got him. They got Olga. You see he looks at you guys and runs into the camp. You gotta hear him like shouting, "They got Olga! They got Olga!" Just kind of across as he runs through. And as you guys actually make your way into the camp, you see a crowd of people, these refugees, these people that are looking to escape Ataria before the Civil War broke out. Like, some clapping, some crying, some even outright cheering as you guys were able to bring Olga back to them. And while there were many that were lost in this attack, being able to bring, you see kind of a little bit of hope re-inspired as you guys were able to bring back kind of this very pleasant child back into the fold. and you see kind of the clapping, and you do see eventually as you guys get midway through the camp, Olga's mother comes through and just runs through and like grips him in a big hug. As she looks at you, tears streaking down her face, and she goes, "Thank you. I didn't think I would see him again. Nara's blessings upon you. Thank you."
Pleasure to be of service, ma'am.
Nars blessing
Logan's a
upon
fancy
all of
bow.
us.
Can Belric kind of fade into the background and with the crowd and be like, "Gavel, gavel, gavel, gavel."
Now,
Start a
give me
little-
your choice of performance or deception.
Ah, neither are good, buddy. All right, let's do performance because why not?
Below's roll just like a gravel.
You see, like, people notice, like, you went to the back and started chanting gavel. And they look confused. But you brought back a kid that they adore and gave them a little bit of hope. So they're still going to give you, like, a little side eye, but they do eventually start chanting gavel. Gavel, gavel, as you guys, as Olga.
No. It's the gavel of Ivasera. You have to give the full title.
You see Olga's mom goes, "Gavel of Ivasera." Everybody else, just gavel. Just
Moery will look to Olga's mom, take a knee, and will ask,
I would like to take this boy hunting. He has the heart of a warrior. Truly he is brave. Truly he is gifted. He struck out against these assailants. Not only that, he survived.
Not tonight, but maybe later. I just got him back.
Of course, he is yours. And you have him. And he is safe. And he will do great things.
And you hear Olga, "See that? I'm doing great things and I'm going hunting tomorrow."
You should be proud.
You see, it's kind of Olga, his mom hugs him tightly, and he kind of is just a little smiley, kind of happy with all the cheers going through. You do see kind of Velnu in the distance, kind of his like black and red robes, kind of just moving through, and he tries to catch you guys' eye and kind of wave you over after you've kind of soaked up your admirement from the crowd.
Before we go, I would like to ask one question of Olga's mother. Just casual, real subtle about it. Just want to just not to worry her too much, but just something like, that child had. I'm gonna do it in his voice. The people who took your child from you had they wrote a symbol on his forehead in the language of the Empyreans. It said God touched. You wouldn't happen to know why they would do that, would you?
Give me a sense motive check.
Sure. That's just perception, correct?
Just perception, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you see, she is clearly like her face falls. Would you say that? Like she kind of like pulls him a little bit closer. She goes, not. You can see that she starts saying no, but then she goes, "Not here. Find me later, and I'll tell."
All right. Will is just gonna find out where they live and then go see if we can talk to Velnu.
Yeah, she kind of like points out the tent and kind of the little refugee camp where they stay, and you do see it is just kind of Olga and his mom.
All right. Let's go see what Velnu wants from us.
Moery will make sure his sword is sheathed.
And you see Velnu, he's kind of like standing back to his full height. He doesn't look as cowed as he did before, but you do see his eyes kind of have like a little tinge of wariness to him. But he does say in a good-natured tone, "Welcome back, triumphant heroes. I'm glad to see that you have made it."
All in a day's work.
make sure you let every one of your contacts know that it was the gavel of Evasera who saved Oga and the rest of these refugees today.
And that the gavel of Evasera has financially backed you.
I will make that known far and wide. You gotta see, like, he unconsciously still takes like a step back as Moery speaks, but you gotta see him like he steps back, but then like you see like he realizes he stepped back and he steps forward again and tries to stand a little bit straighter. You know, if it was an unconscious gesture that he's trying to overcome. But he goes, I would tell everyone that you saved the child, and of course, you backed me. But if you've done some heroics for today, I'd love to talk a partnership, if you'd be willing. I've got some wine back in my tent. We can discuss it over a drink and see how we can mutually benefit each other.
Maybe. Did you get your supplies that we brought over here for you? We left it at the edge of the camp. I'm sure you found it.
I did. We were able to find them and hide them. We'll distribute the weapons fairly.
All right. Well, we have other business to attend to tonight, but hey, we might come back and see you. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
Well, of course, you are busy heroes. I'll be staying in Arga for the night. If you do make your way to the inn, let me know. Drinks and food upon me.
Actually, that is exactly where we were planning to head anyway, so perhaps we'll travel together then.
Of course.
In his head, like, Will is like, dang, now I gotta... This is like the thing when you say goodbye and then you both start walking in the same direction.
Sorry, is Oga and his mom in Arga?
They're in the refugee camp.
Okay.
All right.
And
But also,
just
Will
go
just
to
doesn't like
Arga.
this guy at all, so he's just like, dang, now I gotta interact with this man.
Moery will actually pipe up.
No, please. Let me treat you to some good wine. There were some harsh exchanges before. The glory of battle can get to us. I'd like to smooth that over.
I'll take your offering, but it's water under the bridge. There's opportunity here, and if I may be so frank, the gavel of Evasera, arbiters, you came to Ataria for a reason, right?
We did, yes.
I wouldn't be so bold to presume, but would you be willing to share?
Will's gonna look at the rest of the group and be like, we'll keep that to ourselves for now. But I assure you it's for the good of the people of Ataria.
Well, that is good to hear. I'm glad that you're here to uplift the people. I'd be happy to... Well, I am still a novice, and I've not earned my divine directorship yet. Wisteria, you know no check due to your time in Mokulin. The divine directors are pretty much Kyrenius' priests, his clerics. Those are ones kind of imbued with his own divine magic, and they kind of oversee his personal operations. So kind of guess he's like an apprentice cleric. He's still trying to earn like his way into being a true cleric. And with that, he'll go, I am trying to elevate myself, and I'd be willing to share some of my contacts with you, because I do feel we can be mutually beneficial to each other. If I had to presume why you were here, why the Arbiters, the champions of balance, looking for a tear, maybe?
Maybe. I do think that there's certainly potential for us to be helpful for each other.
Well, that is good to hear. Because if you were looking for a tear, and I know a friend or two, and, well, I don't know where a tear is. Nobody does. But with the Civil War looming, I've got a few friends in Atarian. Got in deep with the Loyalists. If you were trying to prevent a civil war, we can't find a tear. You may be able to at least find an in with the Loyalists and maybe spin your tale if you wish.
That sounds like a good first step for sure.
And what would those names be?
But one of my colleagues, they deal with Moklin pretty frequently, and I was able to be a part of some of our meetings. If you wish to meet them, his name is Vox. He is a minister within the Atarian government, and he is still in Ataria. He owes me a favor, and if you wanted to speak with the Loyalist, he could get you into the Imperial Court to speak potentially with the Chancellor. I can't promise a meeting with the Chancellor, but he could at least hear you out, and as I said, if friendly, he owes me a favor.
All right, well, we'll keep that in mind.
And as I said, I've got 2 contacts. The other one, unfortunately, not revolving around the Civil War, but one of the generals of the Empire has taken his army and he stayed neutral. He's not supporting the Loyalists, he's not supporting the Imperialists. General Thrax, has taken his army and he's moved kind of to the northern regions, and he's trying to hunt down why these villages have started to disappear. If you wish to solve that mystery, bring balance to that aspect, he could be a good contact for you to have. Fortunately, he owes me nothing, but I heard he's a man of honor. And with your recent accomplishments, he may be willing to hear you out.
General
Oh.
Thrax.
Thax, Thax.
That sounds like a villain. But I don't know, maybe the naming convention. You know what? Actually, it does sound kind of like a dragonborn.
Just a dragonborn.
It's,
Yeah.
Sounds like her. Sounds like her. Yeah.
All right. Well, we are always looking to work with more honorable people. So that is certainly good information. We can't thank you enough.
Of course.
Are you ready to head out? We do have a meeting that we need to attend to back in. I've already forgot. Ryan has forgotten the name of the place, but Will certainly has it.
Arga, yeah.
Arga, right. You've got a meeting back in Arga, so if you're not ready to head out, we might head out ahead of you. But
No, of course. We can head out now. We can walk. And the last thing I'll tell you, I mean, these are my 2 contacts, and I've given you the gift of information. Usually I would charge for something like this, but you all have not only saved my life, you've taught me a lesson. I would like to be a part of sharing information with you. Information is power. And you all seem like the type to find out secrets and things that could be profitable. And with profit comes, there's always people that are willing to tell me more secrets that I could pass on to you to bring balance. I would like to have a mutually assured relationship here, and you provide me the information you find, I provide the information I find, and we both profit. All ships are lifted by a rising tide.
that is certainly true. Give us just a night to consider your offer. Because, important business dealings, you always have to make sure you sleep on it. That's something I was taught back in my hometown. But we will certainly be in touch, my friend.
Of course. No pressure. And you know what? You will take the time that you need. One last thing before we go. This was collected by the villagers of the refugee camp, and I matched it personally. But don't take this as a bribe or as something to force you to go my way, but there's profit my way. And he hands you a sack of coins with 50 gold coins in there.
Wow. That's heavy. So he hands it over and just Will's well, that is Will plays it absolutely cool while freaking out. It's quietly, he's just well, that is a very generous thing for you and the good people of this camp to do for us. I'm sure you will be invested back into things that will assist in the well-being of Ataria.
Of course, I'm sure you will. But remember, opportunity, profit, mutually assured gain. I'll be at the end, the war's end. Let me know. As I said, I don't want to crowd you. If you would like to find me for a drink later, you're more than welcome to. But you are on your own for the night. I will be the pestering shadow. Once again, thank you for my life. and I hope you go well at whatever you decide to do.
Been a pleasure.
And with that, you guys see he kind of stops and kind of hangs back and allows you guys to kind of proceed to Arga without him like lingering by.
We do want to
Mockery
talk
will
to
give him a wave.
Olga first, right? Olga and his mom before heading to
Okay.
Arga.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have so many things to do. So little
Yeah,
time.
talk to Olga and his
Okay.
mom, and then
So-
hit up this girl.
And I'll say with Olga and his mom, like they probably good to give them a day or so. They look like she is not.
Oh, got it.
She's very like her kid was lost by undead. She's still kind of coming down from that.
Maybe we come back and speak to her tomorrow.
Yeah. So, ever since you guys came down from the upstairs and then told Jeet about it and like gave him the journal, he's been like simmering, quiet and simmering this whole time this conversation happens. He tries not to say anything, but now that as we are heading to Arga, he says, we have to go through those other two sects. No, it's not just that. It's not just that we have to go to the other two sects and then shut this thing down. We have to go to Ataria, and we have to go to Sona and find out why neither the Loyalists nor the Imperials are handling this situation. Something is wrong in the heart of Ataria, and they're not doing anything. And you see now like the simmering turns into a more of a trembling volcano about to erupt. This is very, very wrong.
Agreed.
We have yes.
Absolutely right. They are to maintain order. They have ignored a virulence, a sickness, a cancer that has been growing in the heart of their empire.
Unfortunately, it's probably because they are busy preparing for what might erupt into a civil war. They might be a bit distracted at the moment.
Well-
If that is true. He's now pacing and he's like speaking angrily at all of you, but I think you can tell he's not angry at you. If that is true, then they are doing this whole place, then a whole empire a disservice, and shame upon all our names. We are the Empire of Order. And Atara's gone, what, few weeks? And they just forget about order from outside of whatever's outside of their walls? This cannot stand. I cannot let this.
My friend, that is why we are here. We are arbiters. We are here to fix it. There is a problem, and we are here to correct it. We will bring back the Emperor. We will bring back order. We will snuff out the spoilers. Together.
Like 1 day ago, he had looked at Moery like he was something distasteful. He goes up to Moery now and gives him a hug. And he says, he claps him on his back and says, "You give me the hope that we can put everything together and bring back order." I don't know why. He like steps away. I don't know why when you follow these infernal gods, but
he got some unintentional tears going down. You could tell that's probably the most affection he's gotten from any person his entire life.
Will like almost pats him on the shoulder and then decides not to.
Wisteria steps up and will say, I knew it would take some time, but I'm impressed that you've kind of figured it out so quickly, Jeet. With a complex problem as finding the Emperor of Ataria, with entire governments trying to do the same task, I knew we needed a solution that was unlike anything anyone else had tried before, and recruiting somebody like Moery is part of that plan. Sometimes you need to try something new and really embrace what's different from yourself, and working together with that different person, we can overcome each other's weaknesses and accomplish this. I'm confident that we'll be able to do what the government of Ataria itself cannot.
Amen.
Moery is looking shyly down, like tapping his fingers together, as he has no idea how to respond to this. He's like, if it was an insult, he'd either be stoic or play off of it. With compliment like this right here, you can tell he clearly, genuinely has no experience responding to it. He looks very bashful.
Luckily, even now, I mean, I don't know. I'm not playing him correctly because he has high wisdom, but he's like ignoring that. He notices the tears, but he doesn't quite respond to it, and he half listens to what Wisteria says, and then he turns to Wisteria and says, "You're right. Well, we have among the 5 of us, sorry, 6, including Bear. We have among the 6 of us the ability to make that change, and I want to keep that in mind as we will be seduced by Velnu and his lucrative offers and whatever else comes next. We have to bring order for the common people, while others have their eyes elsewhere."
Yeah, I gotta say, I do not like that man one bit.
Velnu?
Velnu.
He seems like the most useful person we've encountered since we've entered Ataria.
Certainly useful, but something about him just seems slimy. Like we can't trust a thing he says.
That is any who follows the coin. But that is to be expected. He is an ally, but one day will be a rival. All the same, he will help the people, for that is in his best interest. That is where the profit lies. He cannot gain favor from this god in chaos. That is not the way of Moklin. They are more ordered than that. Any wealth hoarded, including knowledge, grows stagnant, stale, and valueless. Knowledge should be shared, and if he sells it for coin, that means more people gain that knowledge and can use it. And that coin acts as a barrier for those who would try and use it for evil. They must pay a price. They must sacrifice for it. They do not get it for free.
Well, I say let's keep him close, but perhaps at arm's length. For now, I am desperately wondering 2 things. 1, what is this message that the other group of arbiters has for us? And 2, how's Beshnet doing?
Beshnet!
You guys arrive back in town, or back in Arga, and you see like Beshnet is like posted up at the war's end. He has like all of your guys' like kind of your travel stuff, like kind of like in the tavern, well organized in the rooms. He's booked rooms for you guys, but he's done all of his work. But you do see him like he has like a big old pipe, and he is just like sipping on it. And he goes, "You're back."
Moery's carrying a huge, or maybe Moery or Belric, I'm not sure. Or, actually, it's probably Agni-Jeet, now that I think about it. Jeet's probably carrying a massive bag or trunk or whatever full of like treasure that we've looted from that keep back there.
Oh, it got things too. Well, I can sort that for you. Yep. Do you guys need drink, food?
Yes. For now, we just need rooms. At least that's all I need.
Plenty of drinks.
Room sorted. Each have your own room. Stuff in your room. Go be merry. I'll source drinks and food for you.
And first thing in the morning, I tear out a page of my journal and hand it to him. Here's the shopping list for tomorrow. I'll send you that so you can later on.
There you go. Okay. I do the shopping. You relax. You've earned it.
Yeah, would love to relax, but just have one more order of business. How about we all meet in my room real quick and have a little bit of a conversation? We can talk to our friends in the arbiters.
Yes, you said something about that. Is there another arbiter group asking about us?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought I'd told you all about that. This message that was left for us, Will, I imagine Will has had it in his pack this whole time, pulls it out. This message that was left for us is a communication device so that we can speak to them. They wanted to talk to us tonight. Did they specify a time? in the
They didn't
message?
specify a time, but
When we were alone.
it looks like advanced magic. It looks like it can kind of connect you to whoever's on the other end.
Right. So I think we should find some time and space to ourselves and see if we can talk to him.
Which sector is it?
Oh,
Is it higher
it's
than us? Lower?
Will is going to
Guys,
say.
no,
Yeah, it's the, from what I've been told, y'all have met these people before. They're I can't remember.
Squad
the name of the
7,
other
I
group.
believe.
Squad 7.
Squad 7.
You guys were 10, so yeah, they are higher ranked than you.
And you'd see Mockery's face light up with genuine, like, delight.
Ordason! He is a part of it. He is the leader of it. He is a great man, an honorable man. He was the god of Codinia. There were times where he looked after me, times where he arrested me. But he's a good man. He's the one who's looking for the Emperor as well. He can help us.
Perhaps. I'm hoping that they are trying to communicate with us to offer perhaps assistance. Maybe we can work together if we have similar goals. Or perhaps they're just going to tell us to go home. We'll see. Now I want to retreat to our room.
Sweet. So you guys are able to retreat to your rooms. Are you activating the spell scroll?
Yeah, I want to everyone meet and everybody gather around in Will's room. I imagine it's not a huge room. We're probably kind of cramped in there, but we all gather around and Will's going to hold up and pass his thumb over the symbol that activates the magical device.
Sweet. Pass your thumb over the device, and you see the scroll glow. And probably like for about 20 seconds, like nothing happens. You see the energy kind of glowing, but then eventually you see the energy kind of just start taking shape, and you do see it form into the appearance of Shapak. The orc warrior, the one that recruited Wisteria into the guild, the one that's worked with you, and probably like kind of your usual contact within the arbiters. Though those are the one that you guys usually get along with the most. She's not as stuffy as a high arbiter, a little bit more of a maverick streak with her, even within a guild filled with order. And you do see her kind of appear. Deep white hair, armored appearance, great sword on her back, kind of just the outline of her image, almost like a hologram pop up, kind of appearing out of the scroll. As she goes, "Good to see you lot."
It's good to see you too, Shapak. I'm going to imagine that Will has met her at least once before.
Yeah.
She is not part of Squad 7, right? She is.
No, she is. She's higher up in the Arbiter Command. She's one of the leaders of it, so she's kind of like a little bit below the High Arbiter.
Right. Just wanted to make sure I'm remembering correctly. All right. So yeah, I'm going to say Will has probably met her at least once before. Just it's good to see you, Shapak. Did you leave this message for us?
Had to bribe Squad 7 to lead it. Officially, I'm telling you all that you're deserters and you need to turn back and go back to Vesinum. Unofficially, I'm proud you finally made your own way.
We give her a wink. I do, at least.
We're going to save the Emperor.
Will's like doing the thing where he holds the phone and points it at everybody.
Wisteria seemed kind of not excited about talking to Squad 7 as she was expecting, but when it's Spock, like she gets this huge smile on her face and she's just all excited. So it's like, Spock, it's so nice to see you. I honestly was expecting someone else, but this is great. I'm glad you
Squad 7,
approve of what we're doing.
not the happiest. I made them use one of their scrolls, but I always liked you all. So, now they got the lay of the land. How bad is it down there?
Quite bad.
Bad.
Terrible.
We,
Not good.
We
There was-
came across this camp of refugees that are trying to escape, but the Atarians won't let them go. And then some undead attacked, and they seem to be working with the Reclaimers. And we found some clues that they might have other stations along the river of Rhea. And so much is going on, but and she just kind of goes on for a bit, explaining a few of the other things that we've done.
And Mockery will just chime in at the end.
There was more order in Ataria when the old plague god attacked. and infected the area. That's how bad it is.
You see Shapak nods and she says, that may be true, but I would not mention it to the Atarians. They have no love for the plague gods. But I fear I may not make your choices easier for you, but I did want to pass on some additional information. Squad 7 has made their way to Ataran, and from what I hear, they are planning to go from Ataran to Soga and try to broker at least a temporary peace between the two.
Well, I mean, that sounds good to us, I think.
That is good. That is
that
where
is
you are
good.
from.
As Moery looks to Jeet, it's like,
There will be no war.
Soga or Sona?
Oh, sorry, Sona.
oh damn. Never mind then.
But
Yeah.
they have established themselves as the arbiters within Ataria. Unfortunately, they have also mentioned that they knew that you were coming and that you were no longer affiliated with the arbiters. That is the bad news. Right now, you may not have the most standing with either of the courts, the Loyalists or the Imperialists. But I do have a bit of information that hasn't made their way to Squad 7, if you wish to hear.
Certainly.
I've heard the Imperial Guards, the direct servants and protectors of the Emperor Ataria, have mostly made their way back to their training camp on the outskirts of Ataria, along the Riveria. If you decide to try to search directly for the Emperor, starting with the guards who supposedly, at least by rumor, can hear the Emperor's voice in their head when he is alive, may be of use. So far, they've not been able to find him over the last 2 months, but they could be a good starting point for your investigation.
Certainly something. Thank you very much, Shapak.
Bach, what have you heard of General Thax? I mean, he seems rather indifferent, right? There's clashing clans all around this godforsaken desert land.
Hey,
And then there's this general who's trying to maintain order almost as if he's an arbiter.
You see, she nods and goes, "The Atarians, we've often recruited many of them," and she kind of nods to Jeet for the arbiters because order is natural. General Thax, he is General Thax Thansa of the Thansa clan. Nobility, and Thansa clan has so far stayed out of the fray, and it seems he is doing the same. So, I don't know how long that'll go if push comes to shove, but from the rumors and reports we've gathered from the boots on the ground in Ataria, he has declaimed independence from both the Imperials and the Loyalists, and will not serve either until either the Emperor returns or someone new claims the throne. Until then, he is going to do what he's always done and protect the Empire. He's a rigid man, but he does have his honor.
Aye. Thank you.
Good to know.
But I'm glad to see that you all have made your way here. It seems you all are kind of at the beginning of something precious. Whatever path you choose is up to you. The only thing I would say is build your reputation. Whatever you can do to cement yourselves as true arbiters, bringers of peace and balance, will help. Right now, within the higher courts, you're seen as interlopers, deserters. And among the Atarians, deserters are not well respected.
We'll prove them wrong. We are hunters.
Shabak, they were chanting our name earlier in the last city we were in, so we're well on our way.
You see her pound her feet and go, "That's right, that's the spirit."
She puts like heavy air quotes around multiple words in that statement.
I'm backing out of the room going, the gavel.
We saved a child. We are gaining contacts. We have helped people. We will show the arbiters that we are worthy.
You see, kind of like she kind of nods and kind of looks down and kind of sees the scroll is starting to kind of fade, and she goes, "I'll try to be in touch again, but for now, the choices are up to you. You've become independent. You are no longer under our thumbs. You are your own entity. Your successes will be yours, but so will your failures. Go and go strong. If you fail, fail with vigor. Fail furiously. Show them that the gavels, even if you end up wrong, are not to be discounted." And you can see with that, she pounds the left side of her chest, and you see kind of the last bit of the scroll burns up. And that's actually where we're going to end our session today. So with that, and sorry we're a little later today, but you guys, in between sessions, and for viewers, we'll give a recap at next session. You guys have to kind of determine which leads you want to follow. You've got 4 different ways you can go. You could try and go to one of the major capitals now and try to see if you can broker a piece of the Civil War, knowing the Squad 7 of the High Arbiters have made their way there as well. There's 2 other sects, at least, of the Reclaimers along the River Rhea, sending out undead to gather souls for whatever purpose. The Imperial Guard has went back to kind of their training grounds, the servants and protectors of Ataria, and may have an end to find the Emperor. But you also know that General Thrax is in the northern reaches trying to figure out why these villages are missing. So you guys will get to decide amongst the party which way you want to go with that. And viewers, you get to see kind of how that plays out. And also, you guys are level 2 now. And you guys got like a ton of gold, or you got the level amount of gold you needed, but it's a lot all at once, I feel like. So divide that up amongst you as you will. Beshnit will be able to do some shopping for you and get everything set up.
Tegan, that is this is too many options, I think. Have you considered being a worse GM?
That's honestly one of my favorite things of GMA is kind of see which way players go with how the things are reacting. So I'm kind of curious. I have no idea which of the 3 or the 4 you'll pick. Well, actually, unless you guys really are confident in your political skills, the Civil War is the hardest battle. The Civil War, but that's a valid option too. So viewers, come back. This will be come next Sunday. We'll have the next adventure up, so come by and see it. Check out the past adventures and kind of see how the Gavels of Eversera will keep proceeding through the world of Kazia that's on the brink of Pandemonium. But thanks for hanging out with us, everybody, and until next time.